Salute, salute, and welcome to the Nosy Ninja News, where we learn how not to be a dummy from some well-paid dummies, guys. But today, we finna do something different. We finna have a good time. We finna chill, relax. I think I could speak for everybody when I say hip-hop is dying right now. In this era, we have entered the soft rap era. So today, guys, I got a collection of every single MC that's worth something. Every single MC you could think of. We gathered them up, we group them all up, we throw them in the machine, we set the NCAA bracket tournament style, and we let them go at it, guys. All right, we let them go at it so we could get that old thing back. Because this new hip-hop, this new rap, I got out at the right time. That's all I'm going to say, guys. So without any further ado, guys, let's get straight on into the music. Keep in mind, if you want to donate, the Cash App banner is at the top, and you can super chat. Keep in mind, I'm probably not going to get monetized for this video because I'm going to play some music today. I'm going to remind us how hip-hop supposed to be. All right, guys? So without any further ado, let's get straight on into that.
I'm my favorite rapper alive since my favorite rapper band me from Shade 45. I wonder.
I spray the gat at your ride. Sean Price, the greatest rapper alive.
Best rapper alive. Hear that line used less often. I am not top 10, more like top 3. I am not 2, cause nobody could top me.
Probably be murdered for this that I say. I bring the real, the legends, breathing the dead.
Piece the Biggie and Pac, cause they really were hot. Rap game, heavy hitters, it's a shame they no longer with us.
I love hip hop. I ain't even probably the best lyricist alive. Tell us what. Stop sleeping.
The earth ain't big enough for both of us, you gotta get done. They say they smoking top 5s, but you ain't burned through the one.
Watch your mouth, don't ever step out of line. LL Cool J, greatest of all time.
Who is the greatest rapper of all time? We have discussed this topic numerous times on this channel already over the past 5 years. And even on my old channel from 2008, I was constantly sharing my lists and debating people on various social media sites and forums. But this time I've decided to do it a little different. Instead of compiling a top 50, top 100, or top 200 list that you can roast me for in the comments, I let you guys do the ranking yourself, in the biggest tournament of rap history. I picked 1024 rappers from the past 48 plus years of this culture, and prepared the brackets and polls all by myself. The groups and matchups were created randomly, and the voting process started once the preparations were complete. My OG subscribers will remember the last tournament I did in 2017. This tournament is 4 times the size of that. So I decided to divide this tournament into 5 parts, which means it will be a 5-episode video series. The first 4 parts will include bracket 1 to bracket 32, and the last episode will be about the finals. So let's jump right into it and take a look at the results.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
Alright, so for the first matchup in bracket number 1, we had the legendary Tragedy Gaddafi against Asim Williams. You guys voted for Tragedy, and I definitely would have done the same. Deacon the villain from the legendary group Canon Linguists above Scory. Again, wise decision.
Make sure you hit that like button, guys, when I tell you every rapper you could think of. Know what I mean? If you got a rapper, he probably on this list. and put your money on them. Put your money on them, know what I mean? At any given time, guys, y'all could join the link. Know what I mean? We're going to have a good old time today. We just here to chill. I don't want to talk about nothing. I just want to chill and listen to the hip-hop, the essence of hip-hop. Know what I mean? Because this shit crazy. We got Shaquille O'Neal dissing Shannon Sharp. We got Game dissing Rick Ross, and Rick Ross not even answering back. And Game, like, why? Chris Brown dissing Quavo. Like, it's just crazy. It's just WWE, bro. That's why I never lost my love for WWE. Because you can say what you want. It's intelligent scripting. The other stuff scripted too, but it's dumb scripting. Like, you can see through it. Let's continue.
Vest Air from the duo Cannibal Ox against Cuban Doll. Cuban Doll is trash in my opinion, and Cannibal Ox on the other hand is extremely underrated and underappreciated, especially their debut album The Cold Vein, which is definitely worth checking out. Alright, Spice One defeated Sa Baby.
Guys, when we come across a match, a round, a match in any round, and it's a hard stop, put a hard stop in the chat, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You know what I mean? Only time I want to stop the video is when they bugging the fuck out. You know what I mean? When they start bugging the fuck out, we gonna stop it, talk about it, and keep it moving. All right. So far, so good though.
This shouldn't be a surprise either. Spice One is, as most of you know, a legend from the 90s with countless West Coast classics. Sa Baby's music doesn't do anything for me. Elucid from Arm & Hammer over Little Ugly Mane. Agree with this one too. Oh, next we have Big L against Larry O from Real Life.
Easy.
They were both very skilled in my opinion, but of course Big L is in a league of his own. So I agree once again with your ranking.
That's my
Amine
pick.
versus Left Eye from the legendary R&B group TLC. I can see why you would pick Amine over her. Left Eye didn't really specialize in rapping. But this is definitely debatable. Amine has a lot of songs that are cringy and trash to me, especially his earlier ones.
Bad things, funny as hell.
I like that one.
Oh
Nah.
my God.
Nah. I like that one.
But he has improved quite a bit in my opinion, just like Tyler the Creator. I considered both of them trash at one point. Speaking of the devil, Tyler the Creator versus Cash Outs, which many consider a one-hit wonder of the early 2010s. Like I said earlier, Tyler improved a lot over these past few years, with great projects such as Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost. And I always give props where props are due, so even if I call you trash at one point, doesn't mean that you can't reinvent yourself and change my opinion on you. So yeah, Tyler is easily better than a one-hit wonder. Mario Judah above Spinner Bands. Not really a fan of either one of them, but rapping-wise, I would probably disagree with you. Spinner Bands would probably win in a rap battle if they ever went at each other, as his lyrics are a little more sophisticated than Mario Judah's in my opinion. Shay Noir versus MC Trouble. This one is actually very close for me, as both are incredible MCs in my opinion. Shay might be a slightly better lyricist, and she definitely had a longer lasting career than MC Trouble, as she passed away in 1991. She only put out one EP and an album. Shay, on the other hand, had the chance to work on multiple projects, some of which I praised on this channel. But I would say that MC Trouble had a better flow, energy, and delivery. So it all boils down to preference. Juice WRLD above Danny Myers. Come on now. Danny Myers would easily slaughter Juice WRLD, not only in a battle, but in any competitive rapping contest where you can demonstrate your skills. Punchlines, rhyme schemes, the overall complexity of the lyrics. Juice can't compete in any of those criteria.
Too many pills got me hyperventilating. I was up in hell trying to dance, I was Satan.
I am winning this battle. That's certainly undebatable. I'll take a power line, run voltage through his body, then tell his mom that he's currently unavailable.
Baby, I'm stuck in my ways. It's been a couple of days. I could fuck you for days. Guess I'm stuck in my ways.
I'm one man that can kill an army. Look how I do, squads. If there is a weakest nigga in your crew, it would be you, God. Do squad.
bending shit, I got that avatar bender money. Man, that bitch is on my dick like Playboy Bunny. She geeked up off the molly like the Energizer Bunny.
Rip up your daughter's spelling test, and that's the one she got them all right. Oh, you want a brawl, right? Bitch, nigga, don't even play yourself. I cut you into so many pieces, your funeral be on a conveyor belt.
Oh! Damn.
The hip-hop landscape is a battleground. You can't call yourself the best rapper unless you can lyrically defend yourself and prove that you're more than just a vocalist with great production and an enjoyable voice. But most rap fans value catalog and hits more than the actual rapping ability, which is unfair and insufficient as they're automatically disqualifying battle rappers and freestyle MCs. Anyway, Gucci Mane over Lil Romeo. Both not the most skilled rappers when it comes to lyrics and technical abilities, but impact, influence, and relevancy-wise, Gucci Mane takes this easily. And I also agree with the remaining ones in this round. Big Mo over Young Lean, Shaheem over Kirko Banks, Lil Kim over Princess Nokia, and Charlie Clips over Drew Down. Round 2, Tragedy Gaddafi ranked higher than Deacon the Villain. This one is very close in my opinion, but I have to give it to Tragedy Gaddafi. His impact on East Coast hip-hop was huge. He was a member of the legendary Juice Crew, rapping since 1985. In his prime, he was an amazing storyteller.
Sell to millions of people online with Shopify's social media and marketplace integrations.
Who influenced almost every 90s rapper from Queensbridge, including Nas, Prodigy and Havoc from Mobb Deep, and also Capone and Noriega. So I would definitely pick Tragedy Gaddafi. Next you voted for Spice One over Vast Air from Cannibal Ox. Picking either one would be fine in my opinion, both are top tier MCs. Vast Air might be a better lyricist, but Spice One has way more classic rap anthems and a larger catalog in general. He was also more influential and more important to the coast he's representing. You can't speak about the history of West Coast hip-hop without mentioning Spice One. Alright, so next we have Big L winning against Elucid from Arm & Hammer. Both very capable and skilled artists, but of course, impact and influence-wise, it's not even debatable. In terms of punchlines, flows, creativity, and song-making ability, I would also have to give it to Big L. And yes, Tyler the Creator is definitely better than Amine. I'm not sure how to feel about Amine in general. He does have some cool songs, but it's not enough for me to put him in a top 500 list. MC Trouble over Mario Judah. Agree with this one too, not even debatable. Juice WRLD defeating Gucci Mane is very unexpected, as Gucci Mane is regarded as one of the most influential veterans for the current generation of rap. Along with T.I. and Young Jeezy, he helped to make trap music more popular in the 2000s and 2010s. So you were either convinced that Juice WRLD had a better discography, or that he had more advanced rapping skills in general. I'm not really a fan of either one of them, and don't really like their music that much, but I would say that Juice WRLD is superior in terms of pen game and delivery. In the next matchup we had Big Mo against Shaheem, and you let Mo win for whatever reason. Shaheem does not only have the better discography.
Now, yo, I'm waiting for y'all to put a hard stop in the chat, because that was some bullshit. Y'all must not know these rappers right here. Shaheem was dope, bro. Shaheem was the little dude, and he was Bow Wow before Bow Wow. He was the Bow Wow of rap before Bow Wow. He was the little dude running with Wu-Tang, yo. He the little dude running with Wu-Tang. He was so young that RZA didn't really want to take a chance on him because he was so young. But they let him run with him, and the boy was spitting. Shaheem was spitting, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I ain't gassing it.
With 2 great albums and 1 classic, he was also the more skilled rapper in general. He was just a teenager when he started, but he was respected as a lyrical equal among adults, often being referred to as a child prodigy, with a debut album out by the age of 16. Shaheem rapped, freestyled, and collaborated with the Wu-Tang Clan, Big Daddy Kane, Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac, and many other legends in the game. Not many rappers can hold their own in a freestyle session with Pac, Big, and Kane. Jay-Z even looked up to him in admiration at one point. So no, I wouldn't put Big Mo above Shaheem, that's for sure. Lil Kim over Charlie Clips is debatable. Lyrically, I would say that Charlie is superior.
Get the fuck out of here. No way. That's a no-brainer. Charlie Clips got that, yo. And I knew Charlie Clips for a long time, guys. I told y'all I used to be a rapper, guys. You know what I mean? Charlie Clips and his gang, Most Hated. They was called Most Hated. It was Charlie Clips, it was Vado, and it was Jay Mills. Guys, do your research. Do your research. You know what I mean? Back when Cypher Sounds was just in his room. You know what I mean? We battled those guys. Those guys got heat. Those guys got heat. I tell you, Jay Mills, he was a waste. He was a waste on Young Money. They wasted him. I know he wrote a bunch of their shit. I know he wrote for Lil Wayne. He's that real. He was that good. Vado, y'all know Vado. Vado out here looking like a huge simp messing with that girl. You know what I mean? But he got skills. Vado got skills. And Charlie Clips, man, listen, hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, being the battle MC that he is, but Kim was also a great lyricist at one point, on top of her impact on the game and her great discography. She also proved us that she can lyrically defend herself, with multiple disses and subliminals aimed at rappers like Tupac, Foxy Brown, Nicki Minaj, Eve, and other rappers in 3 different decades in hip-hop. In a live battle, though, I don't think Lil' Kim would stand a chance, but on records, she might be able to produce a better diss, mainly because Charlie Clips lacks a discography and sticks to live battles and freestyles. But it's all speculation, of course. Both are incredible MCs. Alright, so in the third round you picked Spice One over Tragedy Gaddafi, which is debatable due to both sharing about the same amount of influence on each respective coast, and also around the same level of technical skills. Spice One probably has the better discography though, so I would probably pick him in this round.
Yeah, I need feedback on that. My West Coast rap listeners, was that legit? Was Spice One supposed to go over Gaddafi on that, y'all? Y'all let me know in the chat right now. Put a 1 if he was supposed to go over. Put a 2 if y'all would have put Tragedy Gaddafi over Spice One. Spice One.
Then we have Big L taking out Tyler. Don't have any complaints here. But Juice WRLD beating MC Trouble is debatable. Juice will probably influence the game more than MC Trouble ever has, but she might have been a better lyricist overall. On the other hand, she only had 1 album that most people in hip-hop don't even know of. Lil' Kim beating Big Mo is also agreeable, at least when talking about her old projects and her skill level from the 90s and the 2000s.
Hi, we're Visible. We're the wireless company with nothing to hide. Seriously, hidden fees? We don't...
Anyway, in the semifinals of Bracket 1, you made Big L win against Spice One, which I definitely agree with. But then you picked Juice WRLD over Lil' Kim, which is laughable. This would mean that Juice WRLD is in the top 64 rappers of all time. You know, I get it. He passed away, and now people all of a sudden think he's one of the GOATs, a legend. But Juice was mediocre at best when we're strictly talking about rapping. I don't care about singing, creating melodies, or having great production. That's not even part of the conversation. Lil' Kim is a far better lyricist than Juice WRLD, has far more classic songs, not only with Biggie and Junior Mafia, but on multiple solo albums that she released in the 90s and 2000s. And she's also more influential in general. She held the Queen of Hip Hop title for multiple decades. You can't really compare the 4 years Juice WRLD was rapping with Lil' Kim's 27-year-long career. I just can't imagine Juice WRLD beefing with Tupac or going toe-to-toe with Biggie for the best verse on each collaboration. Especially when most of his lyrics haven't aged well. Go watch my last video where he brags about drugs not being able to hurt him. He made like 10 songs about that, and it's painful to listen to now that he passed.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but the drugs won't hurt me, the drugs won't hurt me. Swervo told me stop popping them Xannies for a flat line. I said hold on bro, wait, I'ma be fine. Sometimes it feels like I can't die.
But they would put him over Lil' Kim because they can relate to this. You gotta understand what era we in. We're in the era where quality, it don't really matter, bro. You know what I mean? Money don't even matter, yo. You know what I mean? Because everybody that have it is corny.
If it wasn't for the pills, I wouldn't be here. But if I keep taking these pills, I here. Told it was a purge. Take too many, feel like I'ma die. Ay. I can't go out like that. I ain't tryna make my mama cry. Ay. I told my mama I'm here to stay. No, she won't catch me dead. Perky got me itching like an airhell. Drugs killing me softly, Lord hell. We ain't making it past 21.
But at least you didn't put him above Big L in the finals. This means that Juice WRLD will be in the top 64 and Big L in the top 32 bracket, which we will get to once we're done with the remaining 31 brackets.
Go! Hit that like button, gang. Hit that like button.
So in the second group, you picked Nipsey Hussle over Slim Jesus, which was a wise decision because else I would have cancelled the whole tournament. And DMC is definitely better than Jaden Smith.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. The fuck happened to you?
But then you picked Jermaine Dupri over Bus Driver, who has the second largest vocabulary in hip-hop, twice as large as J. Cole's, and 3 times as large as NF's. Dupri, on the other hand, is like a Walmart version of Puff Daddy. Great producer, mediocre label boss, and that's about it. Elder Sensei, definitely better than Tierra Whack. But then you picked Lil Durk over Fat Lip from The Far Side, a legendary group that has 2 classic albums.
Yeah, we gotta hard stop that one right there. What y'all feel about that one right there? They starting to bug the fuck out. That was bugged out right there. I know, but I had to get everybody. I had to get out everybody, and I started running out of names, so I just started picking people that do the music that popular. You know what I mean? But did he win? Did he win? Exactly. Yo, right. That's what I said. They started bugging out. He said a Walmart version of Puff. Like, word, Jermaine Dupri produced a lot of hits. D, right? Man, I think they wilding right there on that one.
Bizarre Ride to the Far Side, which came out in 1992, and Lab Cabin California, which came out in 95. Lil Durk doesn't even have a classic album. He's one of the most generic trap artists of all time, with a very repetitive subject matter. I mean, just look at his song titles. Let Him Know, Nobody Knows, Betcha Didn't Know, I Don't Know, I Know, All I Know, How I Know, and Don't Know Me.
I know one nigga who love to kill, but he get faded first. I know a nigga died with a name, couple of his niggas still ain't slapped. I know a bitch who do whatever for some Valentinos. I know a nigga who killed up half the city. I know some niggas who said that they took the city, but niggas be lacking a lot. I know some niggas who hustle but quick, cause they was doing this shit for too long. I know a killer who turned the city up, he snitch. I know some niggas paying rent, doing fill up. I know a couple divas that still a secret. I know some niggas who ain't told and they won't steal. I know a nigga from the hood, he ain't serving no scale. I know some niggas don't take care of kids, they don't call him daddy. I know some
like this kid right here.
I know a nigga who ain't did it, but he claims about it. I know some kills who like to scam when they just got some free time. I know some scammers who be in the streets, they working D-line. I know a rich nigga that'll kill you for some ball, man.
Anyway,
you know a lot.
Then you put CeeLo Green from Goody Mob above MCJB from JJ Fett, which I agree with. You also put Styles P from The Lux above Bia, Roxanne Shante over 2K Baby, Slug from the group Atmosphere above Shorty Shorty, Don Toliver above Fatboy, NBA Youngboy above Silento, Tupac above Kodeka, and Sticky Fingers above Fresher. But then you put Shorty Low above Torre.
I'm the man, you know that, I got cash.
Did you seriously just put one of the founding members of the group D4L, which is one of the worst rap groups in existence, above a real lyricist like Torre?
Shouted what it do? Thought it was happening. Been hair stripes, I don't know about you.
I highly doubt that he was able to out-rap Torre. I mean, he struggled against T.I. when they were beefing with each other, and T.I. is not even a lyricist. MGK over Lanzy, arguably the worst rapper in history. And Joey Badass above the one-hit wonder I Love Memphis.
That's a hell of a trait. That's some bullshit. The worst rapper in history? Like, guys, yo, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Keep in mind, we not We not getting no monetary gains for this live stream. As y'all see, we going heavy. We got the music on. You know what I mean? Y'all let me know what y'all drinking. We got drinks in the back. We chilling. We vibing, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit the like button.
Can't really disagree with that. Round 2. DMC from Run DMC won against Nipsey Hussle. He can't really compete with DMC when it comes to overall status in hip-hop, influence, impact, and discography overall. And CeeLo Green finally got Lil Durk's whack ass the hell out of here, as he should. And Styles P got more votes than Roxanne Shante, which is understandable knowing how skilled he is. But it's sad to see that she's getting kicked out of the tournament so quick. She was a member of the legendary Juice Crew and battled KRS-One, who was a member of Boogie Down Productions at one point before Scott LaRock got shot. She also battled Sparky D, the real Roxanne, and also the group UTFO, which was probably the first rap beef in history. So yeah, just wanted to mention that real quick before we move on. Cause next we have another questionable pick, Don Toliver over Slug from Atmosphere. Are we even listening to the same artists? You're gonna tell me that Don Toliver can out-rap a lyricist and a battler like Slug? Or that he can make a better album than God Loves Ugly? Nobody ever won a rap battle just by having great melodies. Don Toliver can sing and make great hooks, but that's about it. But let's move on.
Believe it or not, love me or hate me, Young Boy is Tupac. Man.
Tupac versus Tupac. The winner is, of course, Tupac. Then we have Sticky Fingers from Onyx, who finally eliminated Shorty.
Hold on. Did that little boy say he Tupac? Yo, that's the Young Boy, right? Yo, man, yo. No, this is dated 8 months ago. 8 months ago.
Very low. And lastly, Joey Badass above MGK, which shouldn't be a surprise to you as MGK's catalog is trash. I had him on my worst rappers list even before he got bodied by M, and before he switched genres. Round 3 started off great with DMC finally getting rid of Jermaine Dupri, Styles P beating CeeLo Green, Tupac taking out Don Toliver, but Joey Badass above Sticky Fingers is debatable in my opinion. I can agree with this if we're strictly talking about lyrics, although Sticky Fingers is able to spit amazing verses too, like on Remember Me from the Marshall Mathers LP, where he out-rapped Eminem on his own song. I don't think Joey could ever do the same. Sticky also made better music in my opinion. Back the Fuck Up, All We Got Is Us, and Shut 'Em Down were all amazing albums. I personally prefer them over Joey's catalog, but of course this is all subjective. I don't really go back to Joey's catalog that much, especially his last album from 2017, which was kinda disappointing for me. Onyx has at least 5 songs that are worth being on the top 100 rap songs list, those being Slam, Shut 'Em Down, Last Days, Throw Your Guns, and also The Worst.
Yo, this was the ever right here. This music was when masculinity was good. Like, nobody was trying to bother masculinity. Like, let the boys be boys, slam, da-da-da. They was actually encouraging men to be men, man. Oh, man, yo, please, yo, somebody invent a time machine, bro. Somebody invent a time machine, man. Let the boys be boys, slam. Oh, man, yo, when the last time we heard Let the Boys Be Boys?
With the Wu-Tang Clan. I probably wouldn't put any songs by Joey in such a list, but that's just me. Flow, energy, and impact-wise, I would also give it to Sticky, and I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like Joey kind of fell off a little. Anyway, in the semifinals you picked DMC over Styles P. In terms of impact, influence, and originality, and what they have done for the culture, I would definitely agree with this, but rapping-wise, Styles P is superior in my opinion. I don't think DMC can out-rap him, but he was one of the most influential rappers ever. Together with Run and Jam Master Jay, they changed the sound of the genre drastically in the mid-80s, and started what they called the new school hip-hop movement in like 83, 84, together with LL Cool J. Run DMC gave us 4 classic albums, those being Run DMC, King of Rock, Raising Hell, and Tougher Than Leather. And yes, Styles P can't really compete with that.
What the science is showing us is the universe appears to be alive, it appears to be conscious.
But he could easily out-rap him, in my opinion. Then you pick Pac over Joey Badass, which is objectively the right choice when it comes to impact, influence, the status in hip-hop, and also the importance to the culture. In terms of catalog, I can't really put any of Joey Badass's projects against Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, or Machiavelli, The Dawn Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory.
Not gonna happen.
Joey's 2 albums are on the same level of Pac's first 2 albums, in my opinion. Delivery, energy, and flow-wise, I would also give it to Pac. As far as lyrical content goes, it's of course debatable. I feel like Pac has more quotables, and his lyrics overall are more impactful.
About this.
I mean, his music gets played at almost every protest against police brutality, like during the George Floyd protests, where they played the song Changes from 1998, and people actually had quotes from him on their protest signs. That song in particular even climbed back on the iTunes charts 22 years after its release, 24 years after he passed. So yeah, his lyrics have aged like fine wine in my opinion. Pac made classics about a large variety of topics, not just club bangers. He made political songs, conscious songs like Keep Your Head Up, about the abuse black women face in society, personal and heartfelt songs like Dear Mama, songs about police brutality, death, religion, and he even made enough classic battle records to release them as an entire album. And everything he said sounded authentic and believable. Can't say the same thing about Joey. He often sounds pretentious and fake deep in my opinion.
One-on-one battle, I'll flame Pac.
I don't think so.
What?
Could you battle the Notorious B.I.G., Nas, Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Mobb Deep, Gino XL, Ice Cube, the whole Junior Mafia clique, and basically half...
Listen, I smoke weed, yo. I smoke weed too. And it don't make me do that. It don't make me do that. What the fuck else is y'all niggas smoking, yo? Did you hear this? I never heard no shit like that. I never heard a nigga say that. Ever.
He often sounds pretentious and fake deep in my opinion.
One-on-one battle, I'll flame Pac.
I don't think so. Could you battle the Notorious B.I.G., Nas, Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Mobb Deep, Gino XL, Ice Cube, the whole Junior Mafia clique, and basically half of New York, all at once, in just a couple of months? Because that's what Pac did.
Any of you niggas from New York that wanna bring it. But we ain't singing, we bringing drama. Fuck you and your motherfucking mama.
What is a Joey Badass compared to all the names I gave you? That's like calling yourself a champion in boxing without having won professional fight. And then you're calling out Mike Tyson, while having your stan base supporting you in the comments. The last 4 years he spent doing...
It's because not only do they smoke, they popping pills and stuff. Like, that's the thing, right, guys? I need y'all to understand that it be the ones pretending to be me. Be the ones pretending to be us that is fucking it up. You know what I mean? They're not really hood. They're not really street. Them niggas is for the street, and they be trying to pretend to be us, and they be fucking it up and giving us a bad name. You know what I mean? Hood niggas is some of the coolest, nicest, most generous niggas you'll ever meet. But it's the pretending niggas. It's the cornballs that be pretending to be...
little to nothing. Pac's career after the release of his first album lasted just as long as Joey's hiatus, and look what he has accomplished in that time. He still has hundreds of unreleased songs and released more music after he passed than while he was alive. And all of those songs are still being played today. Again, I'm not trying to bash him. He's actually one of the dopest rappers of the past decade. But that Pac comparison he made was just unnecessary and inappropriate in my opinion. Especially back then, when every whack rapper was disrespecting Pac almost on a weekly basis. But my troll video about him was also unnecessary, so whatever.
I already know I'm a better rapper than Tupac is.
Back to the tournament. We had DMC and Pac in the finals, and you guys picked Pac as the winner. This is accurate in my opinion.
Yeah. But that's Pac in one bracket, Big L in another bracket. It's getting nasty.
In the third bracket, you picked Andre Nicotina over Chic Luch from Deluxe. If we only look at their solo catalog, their originality, and their recognition value, I can see why you would pick Andre. Chic is more known for his material with Jadakiss and Styles P, even though he was kind of in the shadow of those two in terms of popularity and skills.
He had a solo album.
But I would say that Chic is still a better lyricist than Andre, and in a battle, I would put my money on him. Right. Next, we have DOC winning against Young LA, and ODB from the Wu-Tang Clan beating Ayo from Ayo and Teo. Those were definitely the right choices in my opinion. But then you have Chief Keef over Acrobatic from the Perceptionists.
This ain't it, Chief.
Acrobatic could battle.
I've got a problem that I'm pretty.
Yo, now y'all gonna have to let me know on that, yo. I think Chief Keef better than him. What y'all think? What's y'all take on that one? Chief Keef and Act. You know what I mean? I think that's the right pick, picking Chief. What y'all think?
Let me quit.
100 of him in a row and still wouldn't lose once. I don't care what you say. Call me an old man. Chief's raps are meaningless and repetitive. Hearing one song from him is like hearing his entire catalog. You're not learning anything new from sitting through his albums and
bro, you biased. You don't like Chicago. You got something against drill rap. I get you. But just put your ear to it, to the music, Jay. We just here for the music. We ain't the politics. Keep the politics out. We understand what it is and what it mean and all that. We here for the music, man. You got something against them Chicago rappers, bro, because you was real hard on that other boy that's out there in Chicago.
And his million mixtapes.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you.
You ain't been doing the education.
Forget about freestyling. He can't even recite his own lyrics.
Ashes on my true shit I don't like.
Ashes on my true shit I don't like. I had to take them off, and they was all white.
Had to take them off, and they was all white. Hey, dude.
Can't even rap for 20 seconds straight, and his fans call it the freestyle of the year. Anyway, J-Life versus Willie the Kid.
I am noticing something with this new era. This new era is heavy on the participation award. It's like they're all beat up. They're all emasculated, and they heavy on the participation award. Real sassy era we are in right now, boy. It's nasty. It is nasty. Niggas be like, yo, come on, bro. What the hell what work did that person do, and y'all crowning this person like? This Kendrick Lamar Drake battle, it showed me a lot, yo. It showed me a lot about the victim mentality. Woo!
Both underrated, but Willie has a slightly better pen game, so I would probably pick him. Megan Thee Stallion.
Who?
Stallion? Male horse. Interesting. Well, he or she defeated 645 AR. And this shouldn't be a surprise to you. You know, Megan is an animal. And the other guy, well... And yes, Don't Trip is also better than Plies. The matchup between Schoolboy Q and Run from Run DMC was a little unfortunate though.
Yo, why y'all sucking mad WAP? Yo, come on now. That I'm not feeling that. Y'all gonna push Run DMC through no matter who it is and who they're against. Like, nah, I disagree with that. That's a hard stop, bro. And I get it. I respect the old school, but I'm more of an LL, you know what I mean, dude. Like if you want to pick a Def Jam dude, I ain't fucking with them.
Schoolboy Q got kicked out in the first round. Run is a legend. Somebody who has his own chapter in the hip-hop history books. Q can't even come close. YNW Melly and Xavier Wolf are both trash, so I don't care who's winning. But I disagree with YG being better than Hellraiser from Sons of Men. He is a mediocre at best lyricist and doesn't have any variety in his songs. Most of them sound the same if you ignore the beat. Then we have Lord Jamar versus Uncle Luke. Always preferred Branubian over Two Live Crew. Lil B over Stack Bundles is ridiculous, knowing that he has produced some of the worst sounding rap music in history.
I'ma fuck your bitch, nigga. I'ma fuck your hoe, nigga. Twumps in my bag.
No, maybe I'm Harlem biased on this. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just biased because I'm a Harlem brother. But Stack Bundles, y'all didn't get a chance to know this man. That whole skull belt era, bowling, that whole imagery. Just remember, Jim got that from Stack. Stack was in Harlem with the skull belts, buckles, and the skull, and that was Stack. That was Stack. You know what I mean?
That was, by the way, his biggest hit, and it wasn't even posted on his own channel. Cray Sean, who was a one-hit wonder that I didn't even include in this tournament, helped him out a little, just so that he can get a measly 6 million views. Even I have more views than that. An irrelevant one-hit wonder with a bigger fanbase than quote-unquote the most influential rapper of the early 2010s. He's said to have a cult-like fanbase, which is laughable and ironic at the same time, because today he can't even get 70,000 views on his whole mixtape. He dropped another mixtape just 3 days ago, and it only got 10,000 views. Where's this cult-like fanbase everybody's talking about?
Producers, if you
They be
struggle
gassing
finding
shit.
sounds and
You know,
samples
we in
that
the
work
era
for you,
of the internet where you get on here and you could tell people anything. You could say anything out your mouth. You could paint a perfect picture when your actions just don't got it. Just don't got it.
Even I get more views than that, in an hour, even though I haven't posted a video in like 2 months. I'm a nobody, and I'm doing more numbers than him. I guess I have a cult-like fanbase too, so shout out to everybody who's watching. You can make a million excuses, but Stack Bundles is worlds better than him. But let's move on. You made the right choice with Eazy-E winning against Baby Smooth, but I disagree with 2C being better than Mano. I admit, Mano is far from creative, and the songs aren't the most sophisticated pieces of art, but 2C's music is unbearable for me.
But hold on, I want to go back to something. I like Eazy-E, but we put in people with ghostwriters in this tournament because you know Eazy didn't write nothing. Know what I mean? And know what I mean, Eazy didn't write nothing. So I hope y'all didn't think that reference track or that shit Drake doing is new. It's not.
I'm a nut in that pussy, buy you Gucci and some red bottom.
I disagree with YouGod being better than Link Q. I feel like she's the better lyricist and more original in general. But music-wise, of course he's a part of the Wu-Tang Clan, and they gave us dozens of classic songs for our playlists. So I would say it's debatable. But I agree with your ranking for Lil Fame and Mia X. And I also agree with your rankings in round 2. DOC over Andre Nicotina, ODB over Chief Keef, J-Live over Megan Thee Stallion, Run over Don't Trip, YG over YNW Melly, Lord Jamar over Lil B, Eazy-E above 2C, and YouGod over Lil Fame. In round 3 you picked ODB over DOC, which I can agree with. Then you had Run from Run DMC over J-Live, which is factual, and YG over Lord Jamar, which is bullshit. YG is a guest in the House of Hip Hop. I mean, YG is a guest in Lord Jamar's house. Plus, he's not as skilled as Lord Jamar. And music-wise, I don't think YG can ever put a project out that is on the level of Brand Nubians. And Eazy-E beating YouGod.
That's self-explanatory.
In the semifinals, we had ODB defeating Run from Run DMC, which is debatable. In terms of impact and the overall status...
Wait a minute. Hold on, slow down. So y'all ODB could beat Run, but Styles P can't beat DMC. That shit is crazy to me, yo.
As in hip-hop, Run would be the right choice. And Eazy-E beating YG needs no explanation, I think. He also won in the finals against ODB, and I would have ranked it the same way, to be honest. His impact and overall influence on hip-hop is far greater. I would have also put my money on E in case of a battle on records. And his solo discography is also superior to ODB's in my opinion. In terms of group projects, it's of course debatable. Straight Outta Compton and...
Nah, that shit right there, this bracket, throw this whole bracket away, because this was bullshit, yo. Because the most fundamental basic in hip hop or music is you got to write your own shit. How the hell? All right, now, Old Dirty Bastard, he wasn't the most lyrical. He was fun. He was a fun rapper, funny rapper. But he wrote his shit. You know what I mean? Easy, love him to death. Easy did not write his rhymes, y'all. So, like, nah, throw this whole bracket away, bro. Try again. I hope y'all do better next time. Next bracket. But at the end of the day, we got Big L, and we got Pac, and now we got Easy. So I hope Easy have fun. Because you're not escaping that next chamber, sir.
And Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers are both top 10 rap albums of all time. You can check out my video on that if you want. But anyway, fourth bracket. It started off with Chris Rivers, the son of Big Pun, beating Cash Doll, Large Professor from Main Source beating Ghostman, Scoop from Das FX beating Guilty Simpson, Lovebug Starski beating Homeboy Sandman, and Exhibit beating Zillakami. And I agree with you on all of those picks. Except maybe the Lovebug Starski and Homeboy Sandman one when it comes to technical skills and overall rhyming ability. Lovebug specialized in disco music, he wasn't what we call a lyricist, so to speak. But we have to give him credit for inventing the word hip-hop, together with Keith Cowboy. He also helped to popularize the genre in the late 70s and early 80s, so influence and status-wise he's definitely a bigger authority in the culture. Jackboy and Young Blue are both somewhere between trash and mediocre for me, so I'm not gonna choose a winner here. But Tory Lanez is definitely better than TJ Porter, basically in every aspect of rapping. And I also agree with Paris being better than Saphir. Same with Ludacris and...
Remember, we took a collection of 1,000 rap artists, hip-hop artists, music artists, and we put them all in the tournament bracket style. You know what I mean? We put them all in the tournament bracket style. And you got to go look it up who wrote for Easy, you know what I mean? But I know Easy ain't writing none of his rhymes. I think it was it Ren or was it Yella? It was one of them dudes at NWA. One of them dudes, matter of fact, you know what I mean? Because I'm not good with names, and don't quote me, but the guy that lost his voice, the dude that lost his voice, all right, there we go. All right, Doc and Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Doc and Q wrote a lot, but he never wrote his rhymes, y'all. He was always a personality, bro. He had the swag and he had the charisma, he had the personality. You know what I mean? Now, Bone Thugs is something different. Bone Thugs wrote their own rhymes, and Bone Thugs was signed to Eazy-E. You know what I mean? And every now and then, Eazy would go in there and put some ad-libs on over their stuff. But they wrote their own rhymes, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Twisted Insane, No Malice and Quasar, also with Big Pun and Serengeti. But Bankroll Freddy is definitely not better than Odyssey.
Pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it.
The next ones were accurate though. Will Smith, aka the Fresh Prince, is indeed better than ESTG. Earl Sweatshirt also better than Big Remo. Bizarre was able to put out more quality material than Sugar Free, but only with the assistance of M, Shady Records, and the remaining members of D12. Blackistan beating Trugoy surprised me a little, to be honest. He is a part of the legendary rap group De La Soul and made tons of classic rap songs in the late 80s, 90s, and even in the 2000s. Blackistan's catalog is not up to par in my opinion, but his rapping skills are definitely superior. I think Trugoy would get out-rapped and outshined in every comparison that doesn't involve discography, impact, and influence. But still, I didn't expect an underground rapper to get more votes than a well-known legend with multiple classics. Anyway, round 2 started off great with Large Professor beating Chris Rivers, Scoop beating Lovebug Starski, Exhibit winning against Jackboy, Tory Lanez beating Paris, Ludacris beating No Malice, Big Pun finally taking out Bankroll Freddy, and Earl Sweatshirt beating Will Smith. But then you let Bizarre beat Blackistan, the guy who just took out Trugoy from De La Soul. So you're saying that...
Did you know that you could get $50,000 to over $150,000 of investment capital at 0%?
Bizarre is better than De La Soul? He was always seen as the weakest link of D12, and it's not difficult to figure out why M refused to collaborate or at least feature him on one of his albums post-Encore.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. We popping pills, motherfucker.
In round 3, we saw Large Professor defeat Scoop from Das FX. Don't know how to feel about this. Both made classics, that's for sure, but after Large Professor left main source, he wasn't really able to maintain his relevance in the game, as he didn't release another project until 11 years later. It wasn't as great as Breaking Atoms, but he was still an amazing producer and still gave us great tracks on each album, but nothing as influential or groundbreaking as what Das FX was doing on their first 3 albums. They combined intricate rhyme schemes with a fast-paced flow, even if some of the words they used were invented and didn't have much meaning behind it. So you can make arguments for both, but I would probably give this round to Scoop. But I agree with Exhibit being better than Tory Lanez, Pun beating Ludacris, and Earl Sweatshirt finally taking out Bizarre. In the semi-finals, Exhibit defeated Large Professor, and Pun did the same with Earl Sweatshirt. And in the finals, we had Pun defeating Exhibit. So, up until now, I agreed with every winner of the individual groups.
Yeah. Where is it at? Damn, yo. I don't want to go back too far. I want to throw us off. Fuck, man. Damn, you got to play it back, y'all. It's there. Y'all got it now. Just play it back. I don't take none of the videos down. Shit. Bracket 5 now.
In bracket 5, most of you voted for T.I. against Illa J. Then you made King Mike C from Forbidden Fruit win against Ill Bill. Same with Mr. Funky from Lords of the Underground against Dusty Locane. Lil Dicky against 42 Duck. Master Killer from the Wu-Tang Clan against SSG Kobe. OC against the Battle MC Averb. And Cuban Link against Joan Forte. And I agree with you on all of those picks. Juicy J beating A Gala has probably nothing to do with him being the more skilled MC, as both are rather unskilled in my opinion. But Juicy J at least made some impactful music with 3-6 Mafia, so I can agree with giving this round to him.
Juicy J fire, bro. You wildin'.
Self-titled is easily better than Smino on every level.
Personally.
I don't know why the voting is so close. Kid Ink and Trina are both trash to me, so I don't care who wins. We should have disqualified both. I also don't care about Takey beating PA, but PA is at least a dope producer. Takey has always been trash to me.
Now, Take K is alright, bro.
Master Ace, indeed a better rapper than Dizzy Wright. Master P, also better than Mr. Fab. Same for will.i.am and Idi Amin. And Just Allah is easily better than Young Miami. But then you put Sean Paul from the Young Bloods over Fred the Godson, which is ridiculous. Fred the Godson is a far better lyricist and superior in basically every aspect of rapping, except maybe beat selection. And that was it for the first round. In the second round, you picked T.I. over King Mike C, which I can agree with catalog and impact-wise, but not in terms of rapping skills. Mr. Funky, easily better than Lil Dicky, but OC should have definitely won against Master Killer.
I like Lil Dicky.
Juicy J won this round mainly because of his impact and his status in hip-hop. Kid Ink beating Self-Titled is laughable. You can't tell me that Kid Ink...
Alright, I gotta get a hard stop on that one. That was wrong right there, B. Cuban Links is fire. Cuban Links got bars.
Can out-rap anybody, especially not a lyricist like Self-Titled. But Master Ace is easily better than Takey. Master P being better than will.i.am is debatable though. will.i.am made some great music with the Black Eyed Peas, but is considered corny by probably the majority in hip-hop. Master P, on the other hand, is far from a lyricist. Some might even consider him whack. His flow and delivery is definitely not for everybody.
Nah, bro, but you pushed Easy all the way through. Like, nah, I don't know, maybe the luck of the drawing, the luck of the bracket, whoever, like, but that, Easy, P better than Easy, to me. And that's what, remove the fact that Easy don't write his rhymes. I don't give a fuck who write his rhymes. P better than E.
But his impact on the game and his influence is far greater than Will's. And Sean Paul is once again beating lyricists that have far more rapping skills than him. I mean, what did I expect? Anyway, in the third round I agreed with all of your picks. T.I. is a better rapper than Mr. Funky from Lords of the Underground. Master Killer is definitely better than Juicy J. Master Ace, obviously better than Kid Ink. I'm kinda
It's time to wake people up to this deeper history and also our deeper connection with some.
Disappointed that he made it this far. Same with Sean Paul, who got eliminated by Master P. And in the semifinals, you let Master Killer win against T.I. And I can agree with this when talking about lyrics and the overall ability to potentially destroy someone else in the battle.
Oh,
but he does not have the solo
that's some selective outrage like a motherfucker right there, bro. That's selective outrage like a motherfucker. Now you want to keep it on lyrical skills. No front. T.I. should have won that, bro. And I'm not a fan of T.I., but he should have won that. Straight impact. His impact and catalog, period. The fact that he was dolo most of his career should have won that. But I'll let him tell it.
Catalog of a T.I. And he's also one of the least popular and least important members of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Right.
Not necessarily the main ingredient to the group. So I don't know how much praise we can give him for all the classics Wu-Tang has ever produced. At the same time, even if he is the weakest link in the group, excluding U-God, he's still among the most skilled MCs ever. And I wouldn't necessarily say the same thing about T.I. But I can agree with the next pick 100% without any second thought. Master Ace is definitely a better MC than Master P, basically on every level. But then you made him lose against Master Killer, even though he's a legend who's been blessing us with classics ever since he was part of the legendary Juice Crew.
Wow! So you mean to tell me, hope God with him, we gonna have Master Killer in a round with Big L, Tupac, and who's the other one? Who the other one? Yeah, they bugging. He's smoking. He smoking. Yeah, they make me. I gotta pour me a drink, man. I'm gonna give me a drink.
Master Killer's contributions to the Wu-Tang projects can't really compete with anything Master Ace has accomplished. Aside from verses like the one on The Mystery of Chess Boxing, where he outshined everyone else on the record. Lyrically, I would say they are more or less on the same level. Master Ace has a classic diss track called Acknowledge against Boogeyman and the group The High and Mighty. So he could definitely lyrically defend himself, and is higher in hierarchy when it comes to overall importance to the culture. So yeah, Master Ace should have won this bracket in my opinion.
Bracket 6, y'all. Hit that like button, guys. Let's go.
We start off with some obvious picks. JID over Murray, Vin Rock from the legendary Naughty by Nature over Rico Nasty,
Who is Rico
MC Ren from, in my opinion, the greatest or maybe the second greatest rap group of all time, NWA over Lady Luck, Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony better than whack-ass Quando Rondo, Mac Lethal over Famous Dex, although I have to say that I'm not a fan of either one of them, Khan better than Diamond from Crime Mob, Memphis Bleak better than Ramble, but then you had Jamal over Isham, which I personally disagree with when we're strictly talking about rapping. But production-wise, I think Isham's earliest records haven't aged so well compared to Jamal's projects, The Untold Truth and Last Chance No Breaks, which for me at least have much more replay value than most of what Isham has released. But we also have to take into consideration that his catalog is 10 times the size of Jamal's. So I'm leaning more towards Isham on this one. Next we have Lil Boosie winning against Taji from the Youngsters by just 1 vote. Disagree with this one too. Lil Boosie's trash to me. Mac Miller beating Lil Reese shouldn't surprise anybody. Money B from Digital Underground being better than Dress from Black Sheep is debatable. Both have unique flows and styles that I enjoy quite a bit, but Dress is probably the better lyricist. Ab Soul easily better than Whack-Ass Bottom Got 'Em. Same with Tech and YK Osiris. Fat Joe being the legend that he is, easily better than Sleepy Hollow. And I also agree with Westside Gun from Griselda being better than Shoestring from the Dayton Family. And finally, Pete Rock, who's both a legendary producer and also a rapper, easily better than Nickelodeon Nick.
Should call me the new Pac. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Should call me the new Pac. Get the fuck out of here.
In round 2, you pick JID over Vin Rock, which I can agree with in terms of lyricism, more specifically in terms of having multi-syllabic rhymes, but he does not have the catalog, the impact, and overall a flow that influenced the whole genre like both Trash and Vin Rock. They did help to reshape East Coast hip-hop in the early to mid-90s, and they're definitely more important to the genre than JID. But I agree with MC Ren's and Crazy Bones' ranking, and also with Khan beating Mac Lethal, Memphis Bleak beating Jamal, Mac Miller beating Lil Boosie, and also Ab Soul beating Money B. The last two of this round, Fat Joe definitely better than Tech, and also agree with Westside Gun being better than Pete Rock. I also agree with all your rankings in round 3. MC Ren definitely better.
I think you missed a step on that when you went past that Tech and Fat Joe too fast, because I ain't gonna hold you. Smith and Wesson was dope. Smith, that whole boot camp clip was dope, yo. This is the BCC, and in the 99 we knock it down. Listen, bro. Helter Skelter, OGC, bro. I think we missing some lyricists on here too. But I know we still got more brackets.
Better than JID. Khan lyrically superior to Memphis Bleak. Mac Miller music-wise definitely better than Ab-Soul. And Fat Joe is also the better MC compared to Westside Gun. He also did a great job in the semifinals. MC Ren took out Khan, and Fat Joe defeated Mac Miller. I feel like Fat Joe is a little underappreciated in hip-hop, especially after his beef with 50 Cent. He had great solo projects and also released classics with the legendary supergroup DITC, Diggin' in the Crates, and also with the Terror Squad. Composing the illest hip-hop anthems with legends like Big Pun, Remy Ma, Big L, Lord Finesse, Buck Wild, Diamond D, OC, Showbiz, and AG.
Navon's business travel platform? It completely ruined my life. You see, I've been in the great
I don't think Mac Miller could take on a prime Fat Joe, but that's just my opinion. In the finals, you picked MC Ren over Fat Joe, which is debatable in my opinion, as both are legends in the game. MC Ren had a difficulty in finding mainstream success and in catching up with the other giants and end up.
That shit crazy, y'all. Y'all see what just happened there? So we got Eazy-E twice. That ain't fair. We got Eazy-E twice in the next round, guys. Peep game. That's why I said, like, it don't make sense. That's the dude who was writing easy shit.
WA after the release of the group projects. But he did release 3 enjoyable solo albums in the 90s, plus 1 EP that was more successful than any of his albums combined in terms of sales in the US. Both made great songs over multiple decades. Skill-wise, I would probably give it to Ren when it comes to lyrics, and to Joe when it comes to flow, delivery, and energy. But in terms of music, I don't think MC Ren's catalog is comparable to Joe's, if we're excluding the group projects. Of course, Straight Outta Compton is better than any album Joe has ever released, even better than his group projects. But Joe never stopped making hits ever since he came out in the 90s. Ren's career started 5 years earlier than Joe's, and he had multiple classics before Joe even started rapping. But his career kind of came to a halt after the 90s, so you can make an argument for both. They are about on the same level for me. In round 7, King Crook defeated Def Jeff, and Rod Wave took out Scrim from the Suicide Boys. Not a fan of Rod Wave's one-dimensional music, but Scrim is much worse in my opinion. Then we had Marzi defeating Yo Old Drook, which I heavily disagree with. Drook could easily out-rap him if it ever came to a battle, and he also makes the better music in my opinion. I also disagree with Fredo Bang being better than King San from the Who Riders, both music and skill-wise. Made in Tokyo winning against Benzino is laughable too, knowing that Tokyo was one of the worst lyricists in history, who fell off artistically and popularity-wise.
They fell off. They went outside.
Benzino is ass too, don't get me wrong, but mainly because of his more recent music.
While I'm breaking bread with you, counting money sitting in the bed with you.
Benzino at least
The tournament was made up by Hip Hop Universe. That's the channel, Hip Hop Universe.
battled Eminem and made him respond with half a dozen songs. He even made M publicly apologize after exposing his racist tapes from the early 90s. I highly doubt that Made in Tokyo, the guy who raps and talks in ad-libs, can lyrically defend himself just as well as Benzino against Eminem.
Ooh, they want none of that. That mumble rap. Old heads really want none of that. Yeah, they want none of that.
Okay. I never thought I would see the day where I would defend Benzino. But call me back if Made in Bangladesh can make a diss track on the level of Die Another Day or Pull Your Skirt Up, or all the other tracks that started the soul. Eminem is a culture vulture topic. Benzino harmed M more than we give him credit for. Not saying that he won or anything, but M didn't respond with half a dozen diss tracks for nothing. I also disagree with Ritz being worse than Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, that also go to show you how many real whack rappers we got that really got a chance to make some money. It was some really whack rappers that came through the hip hop pipeline, guys. Real whack. It was only but a handful of ones that we could really be like quality.
Who only had one classic song. Foxy Brown easily better than The Realist, aka the Tupac clone, aka Mr. I got signed by Suge Knight to edit some of Tupac's posthumous songs.
It's like playing a video game, but in real life! Yes! When we bring a truckload of magic to your house...
Who? Tone Loc easily better than whack-ass Smoke Perp, but Boogie is not better than Pete Nice from Third Base, I'm sorry. Neither rapping nor catalog-wise. The Cactus album is a hip-hop classic. Boogie's Everything's for Sale album and all his mixtapes can't compete. But let's continue. Logic definitely better than All Black, and I think Afro is better than J. O'Fallony when we talk about lyrics and flows in general. Don't really care for Stunner for Vegas and J.I., they're both trash to me. Big Boy from Outkast easily better than Mo 3. Meek Mill mediocre at best skill-wise, but that's more than enough to take out the one-hit wonder YC. Also agree with King Von being better than Josiah, aka the XXXTentacion clone, and with Dr. Dre being better than True Life. Alright, so in round 2 we had Crooked I winning against Depression in person Rod Wave. Mozzie definitely better than Fredo Bang. One-hit wonder Roy Jones Jr. also better than Made in Tokyo, although you could have picked damn near anybody to take this fool out. Agree with Foxy Brown winning against Tone Loc. Logic, especially early Logic, definitely better than Westside Boogie. Afro, also better than whack-ass Stunner for Vegas. Big Boy took out Meek Mill with all the classics he made with Andre 3000. And then we have Dr. Dre beating King Von, which is kind of obvious with Dre being the legend that he is. In round 3 we had Crook take out Mozzie, which I definitely agree with, as Crook is a beast on the mic. But then you picked one-hit wonder Roy Jones Jr. over Foxy Brown, which is unexplainable to me. Foxy started off rapping with Jay-Z, and is also a member of the supergroup The Firm, with Nas, AZ, Cormega, and Nature. All the music she...
True story, y'all. If it wasn't for Foxy, it would be no Jay-Z, bro. If Jay-Z did not throw Foxy on that Ain't No Nigga song, Jay-Z would not be where he at today, guys, because the industry was not trying to let him in there. They was not letting him in there.
She made in the 90s and early 2000s, especially her first album. Compare that to the Body Headbangers album with that one hit he had. Skill-wise, it's not even debatable, but whatever. Let the Boxer win. Logic beating Afro is agreeable when it comes to discography, especially the earlier projects. Afro is far more technical though, especially when it comes to multi-syllabic rhymes. Logic has one of the smallest vocabularies in hip-hop, somewhere between Kodak Black, Kid Cudi, and J. Cole. It's rather unlikely for Logic to out-rap Afro in a song. So again, what do you value more? Rapping skills or catalog? Dr. Dre being better than Big Boy is again debatable, as both are iconic and highly influential artists in their respective regions. Dr. Dre is of course rapping a little longer than Big Boy, with him being more or less a pioneer on the West Coast, with the world-class Wrecking Crew which formed in '83, and then later with NWA.
Tu fais tourner de ton nom, tous les moulins de mon cœur.
Straight Outta Compton, still to this day, one of the greatest rap albums ever. Top 10, maybe top 5. And then he of course has all his solo records, which blow away anything Big Boy has ever done during his solo career. Big Boy has no classics, aside from all the albums he worked on with Andre, which are of course highly influential and high in quality overall, but better than Straight Outta Compton, The Chronic, and 2001? I don't think so. But that's of course personal preference. I love both, but Dr. Dre probably made more songs that are worth being on a top 100 rap songs list. Like, for example, Nothing But a G-Thang, Let Me Ride, Dre Day, Still DRE, The Next Episode, Forgot About Dre, Natural Born Killers, Deep Cover, and California Love, of course, which was originally Dr. Dre's song, but it ended up on Pac's album after a huge dispute within the Death Row label. Then, of course, all the classics with NWA, all the albums he produced and jumped on, etc. His voice is also more recognizable in hip-hop, and you can always expect high-quality verses or songs when getting new projects from him. And even today, 38 years after his career started, people still look forward to new Dr. Dre records. Like, we are still waiting for his Detox album to come out. Don't know if people still have the same level of anticipation for a new Big Boy record. And his live shows are all legendary, especially his Up in Smoke tour in the year 2000. Of course, you could argue that Dr. Dre should not be considered top tier due to him having writers. But if we use this argument on Dre, we have to also do it for rappers like Drake and Kanye West, who a lot of people put in their top 5s. Big Boy, on the other hand, was always...
I'm glad you mentioned that. Because I was asking that, like, what are y'all doing? But, all right, y'all put everybody in there. Okay, Lil Wayne, all right.
Is kind of in the shadow of Andre 3000, and didn't stick out as much in terms of style, his voice, delivery, and Andre overall had the higher recognition value. 95% of the fans always preferred Andre over Big Boy. So, as you can see, you can make arguments on both sides. There's no objective answer to this. But anyway, in the semifinals, King Crooked finally took out Roy Jones Jr. Can't believe that he made it all the way to round 4, which means he's one of the top 128 rappers according to this tournament. And then Dr. Dre took out Logic, which is self-explanatory. In the finals, we had Dr. Dre winning against Crook, which is understandable if we're talking about catalog, impact, and overall importance to the culture. But Dre most likely can't out-rap Crook on a record. Now, he might have the more enjoyable verse in general, but Crook is a lyricist, and Dre would need a great writer to compete with him. But as we all know, most rappers nowadays have somebody helping out with the lyrics. It's not as much of a taboo as it was in the 90s, for example. In bracket 8, we had Raekwon the Chef from the almighty Wu-Tang Clan, beating Eazy-E's son, Lil Eazy-E, Salt from Salt and Pepper beating Pee Wee Longway, and Comega taking out Big 30. Completely agree with those picks, but having Big Shaq over Sky Zoo should be punishable. Anyway, Bushwick Bill from the legendary Ghetto Boys took out the Wack MC OG Mako. 50 Cent defeated OMB Peasy, and Sean Price got rid of Uno the Activist. I also don't have a problem with Yo Gotti beating Sean J.
I was just talking about him, Sean Price from Helter Skelter. See what I mean? All right, so we got some names on here.
Besides the fact that both of them would be disqualified if I did the ranking myself, knowing that they have no rapping skills at all and are just a waste of space in general.
LL Cool J is hard as hell. Battle anybody, I don't care, you tell.
Travis Scott, even if he makes the same repetitive auto-tune trap music since Rodeo, had much more of a career than reggae hip-hop artist Mad Lion. Impact-wise, I would agree with you and give it to Travis, as he was much more important to the era he came from than Mad Lion. CL Smooth easily better than Angel Hayes.
Nah, I beg to differ on that one, because that's around the time your boys start getting some draws. When that Take It Easy song came out, your boy was in them projects getting some draws. Take It Easy. That Mad Lion has some shit. Yo, Shoot to Kill. He had that Shoot to Kill. Man, listen, man. That was the ever right there. Bring back the good old days, y'all. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about?
Same with G Herbo and Big Scar. Coolio above Tame One from the Artifacts is debatable, as Tame One is the better lyricist, but Coolio wins in terms of discography, impact, and basically everything unrelated to technical skills.
Hi, we're Visible, the wireless company that makes things visible. With us, what you see...
Skepta easily better than whack-ass Fetty Wap, but I would put Diabolic above Aun, as he's not only the better lyricist in my opinion, but also a battle rapper, aside from all the great music that he's producing. And then we have Freddie Gibbs, who has won against MC Jin, the first Asian American rapper to get signed to a major label in the US. I can agree with this in terms of catalog, but skill-wise it's debatable though. In his prime, MC Jin would probably body Freddie with his superior punchlines and his clever wordplay. But Freddie overall has the better discography that people will remember him for. So, don't have a problem with giving this round to Freddie. In round 2, you picked Raekwon over Salt from Salt and Pepper, which is understandable, but then once again you made Big Shaq eliminate a capable lyricist like Cormega.
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
Understandable, let's move on. 50 Cent better than Bushwick Bill, Sean Price over Yo Gotti, and LL Cool J over Travis Scott. All factual rankings. G Herbo.
Hold on. Let me go back to Cormega, yo, because y'all know that Nas wouldn't be Nas without Cormega's swag. Like, you know what I mean? One of those things again, right? It's one of those things again where the nigga with the money got a chance to jack the nigga that didn't have the money, but he had the swag and the style. And because he had the money, he took the swag and the style, and everybody like, oh, Nas. But yeah, Cormega was the original Nas. That whole style, Esco, that's Cormega right there, y'all. And Nori needs to bring that nigga Cormega on his podcast on Drink Champs, but Nori wouldn't do that. Know what I'm talking about? Salute. New York, stand up. Queensbridge, stand up. But yeah, Nori ain't trying to bring Cormega because he snitched on Cormega. And Capone, Nori and Capone, yo, they known for being snitches. But I let Nori keep interviewing folks on his own podcast.
Beating CL Smooth is ridiculous though, as CL Smooth is better in every aspect of rapping, and on top of that he has a better discography overall. Call me back if G Herbo can make an album on the level of Mecca and the...
Yo, where he was on there, XL? Did they talked about it? They touched on it? Did they touch on why they used to call the nigga what do they call them? Canary birds? The canary birds in Queens, bro? Oh man. Yo, send me that XL Pro. Send me that. I'll touch on that. I'll break that thing down.
Soul Brother, or The Main Ingredient, which are both classics by the way. Coolio took out Skepta, which is totally fine with me as I'm not a fan of his music. Probably because of the accent. And I know I shouldn't complain because my accent is horrible too. But how high can you rank somebody that you don't even want to listen to? I have to admit though, he's probably the most skilled rapper overall. Not top tier, but still. Coolio had a unique style that I enjoyed quite a bit. All his albums in the 90s were dope in my opinion. He also has classic songs like Gangsta's Paradise, See When You Get There, 1, 2, 3, 4, Gangsta Walk, and Fantastic Voyage, which were important for West Coast hip-hop in general. Gangsta's Paradise is up there with the greatest rap songs of all time, but I can't put any of Skepta's songs in the same category. Anyway, in the last matchup of round 2 we had Freddie Gibbs winning against Aoun, which I have no problem with. In round 3 we finally got rid of Big Shaq, with Raekwon the Chef advancing to the semifinals. But 50 Cent over Sean Price is debatable in my opinion, especially when we're talking about rapping skills. Sean Price was a lyrical beast, better than 50 Cent in his prime. I feel like Power of the Dollar was his prime, and after Get Rich or Die Tryin', his pen game worsened. I think Sean P was always superior when it comes to punchlines, slick wordplay, and flow in general. But in every other aspect, I would probably give it to 50. Impact, importance, influence, and also discography. Me saying that Sean is superior rapping-wise does not mean that 50 is incapable of defending himself. He battled multiple MCs simultaneously, and probably dissed around 50 rappers in his career in total.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Talk about battle rapping.
When you're done
battling, 50 a beast. 50 ain't gonna play with you now. Plus he got the trolls and he got that popularity thing that a lot of people be slacking on. So he got a mixture of everything. You ain't gonna play with 50 now.
And he might be the last MC to hold the title King of New York, before he became a businessman who stopped caring about rap music. But let's move on. LL easily better than G Herbo, and Freddie is also better than Coolio in my opinion, although none of his songs come close to Gangsta's Paradise. In the semifinals you picked 50 Cent over Raekwon, which I definitely disagree with. Lyrically it's not even debatable. And even catalog-wise, I would pick all the Wu-Tang joints and raise solo material over 50s. I mean, Raekwon has Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang Forever, and Only Built for Cuban Links, if we're talking about undeniable classics. 50 only has Get Rich or Die Tryin', which comes close to those three. The Massacre was dope too, but the average rap fan doesn't consider it a classic. Both are
Shit, I was muted up. He bugging out. Raekwon was the king of New York for a hot 2 months, bro. 50 Cent was the king of New York for a while. Raekwon is good, but no, you can't. And then how you gonna clump the Into the 36 Chambers? And when that's a team album, like Raekwon had about 4 joints on there, along with Method Man's I Came to Bring the Pain and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. No, matter of fact, now I Came to Bring the Pain. He had, what was that shit? He had that Release Your Death and all that other shit on there. Come on, man.
among my favorites and have released tons of great songs, but I don't think that 50 can mess with Raekwon. Which is ironic because they actually had a beef at one point. But 50 didn't try to add more fuel to the fire after dissing several Wu-Tang members on How to Rob.
I hit the studios, take niggas' shoes and leave. Catch Ray Ghost and RZA for them funny ass rings.
Which made Ray call him out on the Clyde Smith skit off the Supreme Clientele album in the year 2000.
You just fucked up. You fucked up bad. I'm gonna have about 500 wolves on you.
LL Cool J obviously better than Freddie Gibbs, basically in every aspect. Prime LL would crush Freddie easily. I mean, people say he beat Cannabis and Kool Moe Dee, two rappers who are far superior to Freddie lyrically, and they both had classic diss tracks aimed at LL. You think Freddie can outrhyme Cannabis? I mean, what can he do lyrically that Cannabis hasn't done already? He's a punchline machine, and people still say LL won. He couldn't even take out DJ Academics.
Fuck academics, we the hip hop African Americans.
Or Jeezy. Freddie's discography is a little one-dimensional content-wise if you ask me. I mean, how many albums and mixtapes about selling cocaine can you release? I will answer it for you. 8 albums, 8 EPs, and 19 mixtapes. It's mainly cocaine rap with the same exact flow and delivery. LL has classic records about all kinds of topics. He's not just making songs for girls like some people claim. He also has classic rap songs like I Shot Ya, 4321, and Mama Said Knock You Out, that you can find in my best rap songs of all time lists. Freddie can't really compete with that. I mean, which songs would you say come close? Radio, Bigger and Deffer, and GOAT. All classic albums in my opinion. He was basically the one who invented and popularized the term GOAT, greatest of all time. Everybody in hip-hop is using it right now. LL basically destroyed Cannabis's and Kool Moe Dee's careers. And he also traded blows with Pac and Jay-Z at one point. So I don't think Freddie would be much of a competition for him in the 80s or the 90s. And if we're strictly talking about impact, influence, and importance to the culture, Freddie is a nobody compared to L. Anyway, in the finals you picked 50 over LL, which, as you can guess, I disagree with heavily. I think I already gave you enough of an explanation on why L is one of the GOATs. 50 does not have the longevity and the same level of impact LL had on the culture, as L was basically the leader of the new school together with Run DMC in the early to mid 80s. And as long as we're not comparing 21st century LL to 50 Cent in his prime, 50 would have probably lost if it ever came to a rap battle between the two. So I personally would have given this round to LL. But of course, this is just my opinion. I respect it if you disagree. And that was it for part 1. Bracket 9 to 16 will be in part 2 of this 5-episode series.
All right, guys, let's get into that now. Let's get straight on into that. You know what I mean? Let's do it. No interruptions.
I'm from a pull your car and argue all day about who's the best MCs, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
I heard the barbershops being great debates all the time about who's the best MC, Kendrick, Jigga, and Nas.
It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jay, Corrupt, Nas, and Demi.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Oh God, the best rapper alive, headshot. Now I go and ask the best rappers that died.
I'm not the best yet, cause I haven't been killed.
Hey yo, bust my name. DMX and I be the best. You see the rest, they looking like they need a rest.
And number one, no matter if you like it, take it, sit down and write it. Yeah, and I ain't even out of breath. The motherfucking best yet.
Welcome back to the biggest hip-hop tournament in history, in which we determined the greatest rapper of all time, given a list of 1,024 rappers in total. In order to achieve this goal, I created 32 brackets and let my fans vote for their favorites. Just like in the previous episode, I will give my thoughts on the results of the voting. This video is the second part of the 5-episode series and covers bracket 9 to 16. If you haven't seen the results of bracket 1 to 8 yet, then make sure to check out part 1. Anyway, let's take a look at the results. In bracket 9, you voted for GZA over Tyler Yahweh, Hobson over Lakia, Jay-Z over Young Noble from The Outlaws, and for Malachi the Nutcracker from Group Home over Milkbone. All agreeable picks. The next one is a little problematic though. Pitbull better than Richie Rich? Really? Planet Asia has way more material and is more lyrical than Big Sugar in my opinion. Project Pat beating Sweet LD from Oaktown's 357 is understandable though. But there's no way in hell that Lil Nas X is better than Planetary from Outer Space. Not only did Charisma make better music in the late 80s and early 90s until he got shot in 93, but he's also superior in terms of rapping skills. Diamond D winning against YNW Beastslime shouldn't be a surprise to you, just like Cameron beating Cy Star and Ad Rock from the legendary Beastie Boys taking out Trippie Redd. But then you of course had to ruin it by making Vanilla Ice win against Flea Lord. I always give Vanilla Ice props for his contributions to hip-hop. Ice Ice Baby became the first rap song to top the Billboard charts, which helped to diversify and popularize the genre by introducing it to a mainstream audience. Instead of bashing Vanilla Ice and making him hang upside down from a hotel balcony, I want to give the man his props as the only person in hip-hop. I can't say that he's a better rapper than Flea Lord though. Vaudeville Mega of course leaks ahead of Stitches, but Flowrider defeating Daylight might be the biggest joke so far. But at least you made DJ Quick win against Baby Santana. In the second round, GZA defeated Hobson, and Jay-Z cracked Malachi's nuts. Pitbull once again way too deadly for his opponents. Project Pat beating Lil Nas X is agreeable, more than thankful that Diamond D got rid of Scarlord, and Cameron beating Ad Rock is debatable. But I agree. And I'm glad that Vaudeville Mega was able to eliminate Vanilla Ice before he could ruin the tournament like Big Shaq. But look at this shit right here. Flowrider only losing by just 45 votes against DJ Quick. I expected a little more, to be honest.
That's a fact.
I mean, he's one of the biggest legends from the West Coast. And Flowrider is Flowrider. But at least you didn't mess up in the third round. Jay defeated GZA, who's the better lyricist overall, but impact and discography-wise, there's indeed not much room for debate. Project Pat took out Pitbull, who made it into the top 8, ladies and gentlemen. Cameron also defeated Diamond D, and DJ Quick took out Vaudeville Mega. In the semifinals, we saw Jay-Z defeat Project Pat, and DJ Quick eliminate Cameron. I can agree with both rankings, but the second one is very close for me. I don't remember how I ranked them on my previous top 100 and top 200 rappers lists, but DJ Quick is definitely no joke. You saw what he did to MC8. Cameron, on the other hand, had problems handling Mace, who gave up on rap to become a pastor.
Okay, Pastor, aren't you being too harsh to these people? Why?
His beefs with Jay-Z, Nas, and 50 Cent were also not a great look in my opinion, along with the recent versus battle between the Lux and Dipset. Anyway, Jay-Z won the finals and got himself a ticket for the top 32 bracket where all the remaining winners of this tournament will be. And DJ Quick will be in bracket 32.5. But before we go there, let's move on to bracket number 10. Killer Mike won against Super Lover C, which is understandable. But Blueface better than Loaded Lux is delusional. I'm sorry.
He couldn't television till I first show up. That's
yeah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? This be that bullshit. This be that politics. This be that politics, man. Salute to my guy, Loaded Lux, man.
Piloting. King Roscoe, your coach of Roach. He bugging in here trying to wing it with me. Don't get fly for them. You old camp fool, nigga. Who kept the fire lit? I'm the embodiment or body strength.
Lux would turn Blueface into minced meat if they ever competed basically in any competitive rapping or battling contest. Blueface sounds offbeat even when he's just holding a conversation with you, while Lux is widely known as one of the greatest battle rappers ever, with creative schemes and impressive punchlines in every verse. Even if you fix every flaw that Blueface has in terms of rapping skills, he still wouldn't be able to catch up in any aspect of rapping.
You can't be a live wire still dying in your hood on the cable and getting stuck again. Oh, cause you thought you was set when they jumped you in. Monkey wrench, this is battery. I got a socket to him on his own outlet. Let me plug him in.
But I agree with D Nice being better than Vin J. Freddie Fox, aka Bumpy Knuckles, far superior to Gunplay. Big Stretch from the Life Squad, of course better than Iggy Azalea. Proof from D12, also better than Watsky, even though Watsky has a pretty impressive vocabulary, but his style and overall catalog are just unenjoyable for me. Same with Cardi B, who makes terrible music in my opinion. Buckshot Shorty from Black Moon is also better than Tink, and Killer Priest is of course better than St. John. But your next pick is definitely the biggest sin in the entire tournament. Offset from the Migos took out Coke Larak without any difficulty. The first MC in history didn't even make it past the first round, and lost to whack-ass Offset who has the vocabulary of a 12-year-old. This is probably the most disrespectful and the most ridiculous ranking I've seen so far. If Coke Larak was as whack as Offset during the...
That's true, but you gotta remember, once you upload the matchup and you allow the people to vote, it is what it is. The people vote. And after they vote, you rig the vote to fit your feelings, or you let it be what it be. The people voted that shit, bro. It's a popularity contest now, bro. We entered the participation award era.
Birthday party of DJ Kool Herc's sister on August 11th, 1973, hip-hop as we know it today probably wouldn't even exist. Imagine what would have happened if Kool Herc's show flopped the day hip-hop was birthed. Imagine how hip-hop would have evolved if it started off with Offset or anyone else from the Migos.
Woo, 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 woo. I take your bit right from you. Bitch, I'm a dog. Woo.
Amazing, brother. Pop off only on occasions, brother.
But anyway, AZ was ranked higher than Tosh from the Alcoholics, and defeated PP Cocaine, aka Madlib took out Juvenile, and Open Mike Eagle defeated whack-ass Skinny from the 9. But Mike Jones is not better than Grizzy Hendrix. I mean, he rapped over some classic beats and made maybe 1 or 2 hits. But in terms of rapping skills, I wouldn't even call Mike Jones a top 500 rapper. Remy Ma beating Coda the Friend is agreeable though. And we also shared the same opinion in the following rounds. Mike Jones over Blueface, Freddie Fox over D-Nice, Proof from D12 better than Stretch, but I wouldn't put Willie D from the Ghetto Boys over Buckshot from Black Moon, as he has contributed more to the group than Willie D, and his flows overall more enjoyable in my opinion. Killer Priest avenging Coke Larak was also great to see. Anybody who knows anything about hip-hop will tell you that Priest is a better rapper than Offset. And not only Offset, basically every member of the Migos combined. AZ also superior to Everlast from House of Pain, but Madlib probably not better than Open Mike Eagle in terms of rapping skills, but catalog-wise, I would probably agree. And then we also have Remy Ma defeating Mike Jones. Can't believe that he made it past the first round. In round 3 you picked Killer Mike over Freddie Fox, and Proof from D12 defeated Willie D. Killer Priest lost to AZ, which is understandable when we're not talking about lyrical content and vocabulary. AZ definitely has better flows, a superior delivery, and a better cadence on most of his tracks.
Definitely. Somebody was asking for AZ. There you go. Definitely. AZ pure, boy. That boy pure. I could imagine listening to him and that when all the CDs went dual stereo, like the Pac CD, the All Eyes on Me. You know, that was the first CD that made it, that pressed up on them cadences and shit, man. Man, imagine listening to AZ and that.
And overall, I would say that he makes the more enjoyable music. Madlib versus Remy Ma. I personally would have picked Remy as she's far more advanced skill-wise, especially when it comes to punchlines, slick wordplay, and generally speaking, Madlib is not really known to drop the most impressive verses, in contrast to Remy Ma, who's much more known to be a spitter who would try to out-rap everybody else on a record. The music part is of course debatable. We just have to be careful that we don't give Madlib too much credit, as he's mostly known and loved for his production rather than his rapping. Semi-finals, starting off with another horrible take. Why the hell would you pick Proof over Killer Mike? Because he was a friend of Eminem?
You're goddamn right.
I mean, he's probably the better freestyler, I'll give you that, but Killer Mike's contributions to hip-hop are far greater. Mike has better solo albums, and his work with LP on the Run the Jewels projects is also superior to anything Proof has ever put out. I think without a helping hand by M, Proof wouldn't have the status he has now. Lyrically, I would also pick Killer Mike, although it depends on what you're looking for. Their styles and overall approach when writing songs are hard to compare. Proof had dope punchlines and was much more of a comedian. Killer Mike, on the other hand, has way more content in his raps, more political, more personal, and he's overall a more serious writer. But I agree, AZ is definitely better than Madlib. He should have also taken the final round against Proof. But he was a friend of M, so of course people will automatically pick him over anyone they don't even know. AZ is far more advanced in terms of technical skills, has a better discography, more memorable songs, and when we're talking about solo material, it's not even close. Proof never really had a classic hit on the level of The Format, The Come Up, or Problems, and he never had a verse on the level of what AZ did on Life's a Bitch, where he outrhymed Nas on his own song. I don't think Proof could do the same. In round 11 we had Bishop Nehru beating LPB Pooty, Ski from Original Flavor throwing Lil Pump, who's objectively one of the worst rappers in existence, out of the tournament. Vado from the group UN took out Ugly God, shouldn't be surprised either. Big Noid defeated Kid Kids, and OG Ice-T beat Asher Roth. So far so good, but now look at this shit. Rich the Kid, who might be on the same level as Lil Pump when we are talking about rapping skills, managed to get more votes than Crip the Warchild from Outer Space and Army of the Pharaohs. I don't even know what to say at this point.
Richard Mill Paddock, 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 Richard Mill Paddock.
Noriega took out YouTube rapper Crip.
Who?
And the late great MC Breed did the same with Eric the Architect. Totally agree, but the next one is a little more difficult. Just Ice is a legend from the 80s. Not much of a lyricist compared to Harlow the Don, who, of course, being the battle MC that he is, has far better punchlines, schemes, and wordplay. But Ice gave us two classic albums, Back to the Old School and Cool and Deadly, which wash away anything that Harlow the Don has done for hip-hop. If we are talking about style, originality, impact, influence, and overall importance to the culture, Harlow can't even compete. Just Ice is also one of the first rappers to wear grills, along with other legends like Flavor Flav and Slick Rick. And that definitely left a mark on hip-hop. I mean, nowadays you see thousands of rappers wearing it and showing it off in music videos and album covers. So yeah, debatable, but I would go with OG Just Ice. Glad that Queen Latifah defeated DJ Unk, but I highly disagree with Comethazine being better than Sanam Silla from Binary Star. I mean, they at least had a classic album, Masters of the Universe. To this day, I can't name you one Comethazine song that I genuinely like, or one verse where he completely blew my mind. Skill-wise, it's not even debatable, so get Comethazine's whack ass the fuck out of here. Ishmael Butler from Diggable Planets, of course better than Sweetie, which is your stereotypical, talentless, bad bitch rapper. Corrupt from the Dog Pound, worlds better than One Hit Wonders and Mix-a-Lot. And now look at this shit. Future better than Tay-Rock. See, even Future is in shock.
Oh hell no! You know they going. You know this the beta male scent. This the all the dudes with that spirit of prostitution in them. They worship this man. So it's a lot of them dudes out there. So he probably finna go through the whole round, yo. If it's up to votes, they finna push him through the whole round, bro.
I don't care about how well you can sing, how dope your producers and engineers are, how melodic you can sound with autotune. This is a rapping contest. Tay-Rock would make shish kebab out of him, whether it's live on stage, in a freestyling contest, on battle records, or just in a regular verse comparison. Take Future's most lyrical songs, add the best lines into one verse, and compare them to one of Tay-Rock's verses. It's not even close.
Slide on me now. Pass me some syrup. Put me in the car. Lady-daddy-da. Slide on me now. Lady-daddy-da. Slide on me now. Lady-daddy-da. Slide on me now. Motherfucker law. GD bang. Murder everything. Bitch got a cum stain on my Gucci shirt. I threw it away. Cum stain on my Gucci shirt.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce
For the print for my demon, MDA in my semen. Yeah, I fuck with she a M. Don't touch it, she got business. I know my dope raw. I seen it come out of ass. I wipe that shit off and throw it right in the bag. My jewelry hang on my wrist like I'm retired. I came with the gang and they like wait for time. Man, that bitch got some hair so good you gon' swear she ain't got no teeth. It don't fuck with my conscience. I serve my auntie that raw. I got your Nino with me and these two up playground. I got your baby mama with the shit. Boogers in my ears around my watch and they low. I freestyle off the top of my head like I ain't got no arms. I open up Billy doors, I Billy doors. Rolling up strong, loud gas in my Patron. You wanna go to Pluto and make movies every day of your life. You wanna see me win? I go Taliban. You worship like Moses. Stay chasing, babe, stay chasing like a Taliban. All this dope on me, I'm about to explode. It's a threat.
Anyway, at least you had Raw Digger over the cornball, lyrical miracle Eminem clone White Boy gone. In round 2 we had Ski from Original Flavor beating Bishop Nehru, which was a bit surprising for me as he more or less gave up on rapping after just 2 albums. He's mainly known for his production. His pen game isn't up to par with Bishop's, but I prefer his flow, cadence, voice, sound, delivery and energy over Bishop's any day. Big Noid took out Vado, Ice-T defeated Rich the Kid, Nori beat MC Breed, and Kid Cudi defeated Just Ice, which is the only debatable matchup out of the last 4. Lyrically, both are probably on the same level, but Just Ice is a hip-hop legend, respected by all hip-hop historians and those who know the culture. Cudi was always seen as a pop rapper and despised by hip-hop traditionalists and purists. He is not what some people call real hip-hop. It's pop rap.
If you got Sean Price in your playlist and Kid Cudi in the same playlist, don't be my fan no more. Get out of here.
Singing and melodies as a main focus, lyrics, rhymes, and technical skills have little to no relevance in his music. Just Ice, on the other hand, made 100% pure, hardcore traditional hip-hop. Hard rhymes over beatbox or boom-bap beats. Original and one of a kind. Love his music, but I can understand if some people have a problem with his dated style and production. I think Kid Cudi is the bigger artist overall, and his career is still going after a decade of relevance. So based on that, you could give it to Cudi, but I personally would have picked Just Ice, just based on hip-hop alone. Queen Latifah way better than Comethazine in all aspects of rapping. Corrupt, more technically skilled than Ishmael Butler. But then you put whack-ass Future over Raw Digger, who's been a part of the Outsiders and the Flip Mode Squad. Bar for bar, it's not even debatable, and catalog-wise, it of course depends on personal taste. It's 100% subjective. I can't stand most of Future's music. Raw Digger in her prime would have absolutely destroyed Future in a battle, or if they ever went toe-to-toe in songs together. But anyway, in the quarterfinals you picked Ski over Big Noid, which I disagree with. Cause like I said, Ski does not really have that much of a rapping career outside of his 2 years with Original Flavor. Big Noid has released more projects, and skill-wise he's also superior in every aspect, except maybe flow. Ice-T over Noriega makes sense, but I'm not sure about Kid Cudi over Queen Latifah. As I said earlier, I'm not the biggest Kid Cudi fan.
Matter of fact, if you're a Kid Cudi fan, yourself. That's all I got to say about that.
It's not his rapping skills that make his white boy casual fanbase buy his albums and dick ride him on the internet. Queen Latifah was a way more skilled MC, at least before she gave up on rap to focus on her acting career. And Future has no future in the tournaments. Glad he's out.
Whoa! Damn, man, look at that, look!
In the semifinals, we had OG Ice-T winning against Ski by a landslide, and Kid Cudi defeating Corrupt by just 6 votes. Kid Cudi is nowhere near the level of Headless Horseman Corrupt when we're strictly talking about rapping. It's not even debatable. Cudi cannot mess with Mr.
The night I served 2,000 MCs.
Again, I'm talking about pure hip-hop. No hybrid music, no singing.
If you're a Kid Cudi fan, cut your ear off.
All the songs he made on Death Row with Snoop, Dr. Dre, Daz, Tupac, and then later on with Killer Priest, Razzcast, Cannabis, and other hip-hop legends. Kid Cudi just looks pale in comparison. At least for me. His music is just not my cup of tea. Most of the time, at least. And then when we're talking about battling, Corrupt would embarrass Kid Cudi, and basically every rapper who sounds similar to him.
I'm acid. Motherfuckers get murdered for action. Relax, kid. You're rolling with a fucking assassin.
But at least in the finals, you picked the right one. Ice-T was the guy who brought gangster rap to the West Coast. 6 in the Morning is like the second gangster rap song in history. The first being Schoolie D's PSK, What Does It Mean? I did a whole video for this, breaking down the evolution of that subgenre. Make sure to check it out if you haven't seen it already. Ice-T, being a key figure for West Coast and gangster rap in general, is way more impactful and important to the culture than Cudi. He also popularized the term OG, Original Gangster, which is another term that is frequently used nowadays in hip-hop. Together with NWA, they addressed topics like gang violence and police brutality, and they opened doors for lots of more great MCs to come, including rappers like Snoop Dogg, Tupac, and basically every rapper on the West Coast. And overall, I would say he's a better lyricist than Cudi.
Hip-hop has a default word, whack. W-A-C-K. Anybody spells it with an H ain't hip-hop.
But I can understand if you prefer Cudi's melodies.
Ready to bring your brand into the real world? Shopify is ready for that too. With a retail...
Bracket 12. One-hit wonder Lil Tecca defeated the battle MC K-Shine. Just as I expected. That nerdy kid is a lyrical beast. You don't mess with him. He only needs one hit to slaughter his opponents. Call him the one-punch man of hip-hop. K-Shine can't even come close.
So, ooh, it's crazy how they watch a young nigga gon' move. It's crazy worry about yourself, nigga, make a move.
Amazing, brother. Pop off only on occasions, brother.
Pace One from The Outsiders better than $500,000. Gangsta Draysta better than Mulatto or Lotto or whatever you want to call her.
Ain't changing my name, disagreeing, you could die slow.
My motto, fuck lotto. I get the 7 digits from your mother for $1 tomorrow.
Also agree with your ranking for Nelly and Charles Hamilton, and also with Bismarck and Lute. OT Genesis over Dump. OT can't even save his own career. I took him as a joke, even in his prime, if you can call it that. He's on the same level as Big Shaq to me. Dumbfounded is one of the funniest and wittiest punchline machines in battle rap. He would lyrically embarrass OT Genesis. But just like I said in the previous part of the tournament, battle rappers get automatically disqualified in the voting process and lose in the first round, just because they don't rap over beats or are unknown to most voters. I definitely would have ranked it differently, and tried to not base it all on catalog. Impact and skills are also important to me, along with dozens of other criteria I used in previous rankings. We should make it fair for freestyle and battle MCs that don't make music. It hurts to see whack-ass one-hit or two-hit wonders like OT Genesis defeat highly skilled lyricists just through popularity and beats alone. But anyway, the next few ones I agree with. Dub C over Candyman, Ecstasy from Houdini over OJ the Juice Man, DMX over Sally Cell, and Baba Zombie from Zion I ranked higher than that white boy Leroy. But then you pick Goldie from the East Siders over Apathy. Goldie is dope, but I can't really name you one aspect of rapping in which he's better than Apathy. Moneybagg Yo defeated Arsenal. I mean, we see this pattern over and over again. Can we at least have one battle rapper in the second round? Just one. We killed them off, eliminated them one by one, and left no evidence.
Murder game, I'll leave no evidence.
It's like they weren't even part of the tournament. Moneybagg is trash to me. He can't mess with Arsenal, like on no level. Lyrics, technical skills, flows, wittiness, creativity, punchlines, wordplay, schemes. Arsenal would embarrass him if they ever rapped together. Come on now. The jokes don't stop. You made Chris Brown defeat RJ Payne, one of the most underrated lyricists out right now? Explain.
I'm gonna explain. After hearing what Chris Brown did to Quavo, you better stop sleeping on Chris Brown rapping, bro. Chris Brown belong on this list more than a lot of other people that was on this list now.
In yourself. He got outshined by pretty much every single one of his feature guests when he tried to rap. RJ, on the other hand, never had a whack verse and killed every beat he rapped on. The only punchline Chris ever had... I'm not gonna say it. It's kinda ironic to pick an R&B singer with an IQ of 85 over a wordsmith and lyrical genius in a rapping contest. But what do I know? I agree with your takes for the remaining 3 matchups. Big Trady from the Eastsiders over Wack MC Trinidad James, Black Rob over 22 Savage, and Gonzo from Caution over Wife and Lucci. In round 2, we finally managed to get Lil Tecca out of the tournament, with Pace 1 advancing to the 3rd round. Nelly defeated Gangsta Draysta, Biz Markie did the same with Othi Genesis, and Dub C defeated Ecstasy. DMX beating Baba Zombie is understandable, but I disagree with Moneybagg Yo being better than Goldie Loke. Better in what, actually? What would you say is Moneybagg Yo's greatest strength? And don't say beat selection or creating vibes. Same with Chris Brown, who defeated Big Trady. Chris Brown is trash at rapping, so I wouldn't let this fool advance to the quarterfinals. Eastsiders all day. Chris can go battle Soulja Boy. Both are on the same level for me. And finally, we have Black Rob over Gonzo, which I agree with. Quarterfinals. Nelly beating Pace 1 from the Outsiders is debatable. You could say that Nelly had more of an impact on hip-hop than any members of the Outsiders. Better production, had more hits, and he was overall the more polarizing artist in general. But Pace is the superior rapper in my opinion. A far more advanced lyricist, and if we're comparing their battle records and how they've handled rap beef during their prime, Pace actually dropped 3 great diss records at M and 1 at Royce da 5'9". Nelly, on the other hand, didn't dare to go into a lyrical war with M after dissing him on TRL, and also couldn't do much against KRS-One lyrically when Chris was past his prime and still dissing Nelly with classic songs like Clear 'Em Out and The Real Hip Hop is Over. That beef he had with Chingy also didn't give us high-quality disses, only childish and basic subliminals. Nelly only won battles by outselling people. He could never really harm anybody lyrically. That's one of the reasons why.
Are you a martial arts school owner or manager, tirelessly juggling multiple tools to run your business? Do you find yourself overwhelmed by the
hip-hop purists never gave him the respect that he got from casuals. He was seen as a soft pop rapper.
Sales don't make you the authority. It only means you sold out to the white majority.
If Pace 1 had the same level of popularity that Nelly had, he would most likely win in the battle. Biz Markie beating Dub C is agreeable. Maybe not lyrically, but based on his status in hip-hop and his contributions to the culture. He is often referred to as the Clown Prince of hip-hop, and was overall more important to the culture than Dub C. That being said, I don't know how a battle between those two would have looked like.
So we met, we battled, Biz was like, yo, you dope, get down with me, I promise you I'm gonna get you a record deal.
But anyway, DMX finally got rid of Moneybagg Yo. Chris Brown almost made it to the top 4. But Black Rob took him out like... Whoa. In the semifinals, you picked Nelly over Biz Markie. Don't know how to feel about that. Neither of them were great lyricists, but Biz Markie was more important to hip-hop and overall an irreplaceable figure in the culture. Another factor in this matchup is the use of writers. Big Daddy Kane wrote some of Biz Markie's lyrics in the beginning, so we have to keep that in mind. And again, I don't know if Biz Markie could battle or if he could lyrically defend himself. Nelly would probably win in a battle just through his popularity alone. He sold tens of millions of records, and that was enough for his fans to say that he won against KRS-One. So with Nelly writing his own lyrics, from what I've heard, and him having more hits than Biz, you could make an argument for him. But Nelly doesn't even come close if we're talking about status in hip-hop, originality, and his larger-than-life personality. Anyway, DMX defeated Black Rob, which was unsurprising, and in the finals he took out Nelly, which means he made it to the top 32, and Nelly to the top 64. Bracket 13. Pharoah Monch, definitely better than Pretty Tone Capone from Mobstyle. MC Wright from Def Grips, not better than Little Sims in my opinion. Can't stand his music. It's like listening to random background noises with an offbeat caveman that is yelling and creating weird sounds with a horrible and off-putting delivery. Not a big fan of experimental hip-hop in general. I always get a migraine when listening to Death Grips, so Little Sims should have won this round in my opinion. She's very talented and makes meaningful, and for me at least, enjoyable music. Rob Bass is not better than Marvelous, come on now. He was a one-hit wonder with nursery rhymes. Marvelous's pen game is far superior. Agree with Mystical over Sick Jackin', Immortal Technique over Tommy Wright III, and also with Lil Wayne over Lil Scrappy, although I'm not a huge Wayne fan. Talib Kweli from Black Star, easily better than Trey Songz, who's mainly a singer, but he also dropped a bunch of freestyles and diss tracks, so he can do both, rapping and singing. But Talib is too much for him to handle. Hakeem from Channel Live, far better than Bad Baby, aka Miss.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Pimp C from UGK, also better than Slow Tie. But Self-Star from Smiles and Self-Star is probably not better than Token when we're talking about flows and multi-syllabic rhymes. One of the issues I have with him is that he's one-dimensional. He uses the chopper style flow on pretty much every song, and raps faster than necessary. He tries way too hard to sound lyrical, but believe it or not, you can actually show off your skills in different ways than just by rapping fast like every generic YouTube rapper that tries to mimic Eminem and Tech-9. Most of the time they're just flexing with their fast-paced flows and putting more words and syllables into each bar than necessary without having much content or memorable lines. I actually prefer the normal boom-bap flow. I'm not impressed by most chopper-style rappers. Most of my favorite rappers don't rap fast, actually. I don't think Token's lyricism is that impressive, to be honest, but it's still better than Self-Star's pen game. Bun B from the Underground Kings, indeed better than Rex. Barbie Sessions, far better than Lil Peep, not even debatable. Lupe Fiasco, Lil Zane, come on now. Lil Zane is an embarrassment compared to Lupe. Dex better than O3 Greedo, mainly because Greedo is one of the worst rappers in existence, and Dex is...
Attention retirees, if you're willing to be at your computer from 9 a.m. to 10:45...
Talented at rapping, but he sucks at making songs, and overall he's very repetitive, one-dimensional, corny, has no originality, and is just boring in general. MC Search from third base losing to BG is sad to see. I can't really give BG much props, to be honest. One of the wackest rappers since the Hot Boy days in the late 90s. Search, on the other hand, was both lyrically gifted and also made great music in the late 80s and early 90s. BG in his prime would get washed by Search in a battle. I have no...
Alright, but BG was one of the best ones in Hot Boys, bro. You bugging the fuck out, boy. You bugging the fuck out. BG to me was better than Lil Wayne in that era right there. You crazy.
No doubts about it. Speaking of getting washed, Roddy Ricch apparently made shish kebab out of Disaster, who effortlessly bodied Cannabis and dozens of other capable lyricists that could wrap circles around Roddy Ricch. This might be the biggest joke of the tournament, to be honest. In what world is Roddy Ricch better than Disaster, one of the greatest battle rappers of all time? What exactly can he do better than this, except maybe picking beats, using autotune, and falling off after just one album? I don't care how well he can sing or how great he can create melodies. Disaster would lyrically dismantle him and make him cry after just a single round. On beat or a cappella, you can't tell me that this...
These judges ain't giving a fuck about us, they just washing us up. I'm in the penthouse with the dirty money trying to wash it up.
Is better than this.
Yo, me and you fighting is like throwing a little 9-year-old in a pikey brawl. One right and fall, go 90-90. The right hand is like Tylenol. I'll doggy style your mom on top of the China wall, then put my sushi roll in her booty hole because she likes it raw. Look at the treatment I'm giving this old-ass senior citizen that wouldn't be seen within the reach of 300 feet of the streets of Michigan from all the nightmares and dreams of Slim repeatedly ripping him. I'll fuck fucking bum rushing the enemy. These knuckles leave you buckling instantly. Y'all fucking get timid and start punching you viciously. Uppercuts will leave your stomach in misery like muscular dystrophy. Just for thinking you can come online publicly dissing me. You can pop your fist on still crushing you physically. This shit is child's play. You get 8 sideways like the number infinity.
I mean, look at this African sumo dude standing here with his fat ass belly. He's probably channeling Buddha fruit. Black as a scuba suit, massive as juicy fruit. Made his whole album on Fruity Loops.
You and West Squad gonna destroy me. You and all of your homies look like the iPhone 6 Punjabi emojis. What's in here, dumpling breath? Your mother's flatter than a fucking desk. Getting breastfed as a baby, you must have been stressed. Your milk was gone after a couple packs. You went, and there was nothing left. Fuck, you motherfuckers ain't shit to me. They say karma's a bitch. For you, it's probably dentistry, because the part of your mouth that's missing is only a reflection of what's scarring you mentally. So the gap between your teeth exists merely as an object of imagery to distract you from the real gap between us, and that's bars into legroom.
What did I expect from modern rap fans that only care about vibes? So cool. Let's give this round to the singer. As always. Round 2. Pharaoh Munch over MC Right. Mystical over Rob Bass. Agree with both, but Wayne winning against Immortal Technique is ridiculous. Immortal Tech is far better than him. Lyrically and content-wise, not even debatable. He has twice the vocabulary of Wayne. It's like comparing a kid to an adult. Gilly the Kid wrote for him at one point. Plus, he copied his flow from him.
Did you ghostwrite for Lil Wayne? Everybody already know what that is about. How many records? How long? Man, whole Carter 1, basically. I know it. But that's the past. I'm here now.
Well, if you Google it, Stunner said that out his mouth. Well, he wrote some things for the company, but he didn't get paid what he got paid. So that was gratifying enough.
Wayne even dissed his ghostwriter at one point. But that's a whole nother story. Immortal Technique washes him in every aspect of rapping. And I know what you will say. Wayne is the punchline king. He's the GOAT. Wayne has some of the most basic and also some of the worst punchlines in history. People still dick ride him for that lasagna moving in silence like a ninja punchline. Every Lil Wayne stan mentions it in every argument about anything that has to do with him. And that's basically the only punchline they will mention, aside from the one about the seasons maybe. Let me show you some of these dope Wayne bars that I was talking about.
Call me little astronomical. Weezy F, baby, and the F is for phenomenal. F, baby, aka crazy. Trapped in a maze, therefore I am amazing. Throwing out a nigga dope like a herringbone. Boy, do I smell beef? Pheromones. Pheromones. If I don't have the answer, it's probably on the web, like I'm a damn tarantula. It's probably on the web, like I'm a damn tarantula. I'm a peo poppin' animal. Syrup sippin' nigga, I'm so high you couldn't reach me with a fucking antenna. I ain't too sane, but I am these shits, and they just poop stink. Dear Mr. Toilet, I'm the
Here's how I get automated meeting notes and action items for every meeting I attend.
Boy, I like
it's
Wayne,
called
boy.
Otter
Leave
AI.
Wayne alone,
and it's
boy.
super easy to use.
You got a lot of people on here.
Dear Mr. Toilet, I'm the shit. It is about a minute past piss and I'm about to get shitted. All about my riches, my name should be Richard. She call that nigga Richard. Prior to me coming, I had to stick my thumb in her ass one time, smell my finger, make you vomit. Fuck Pusha T and anybody that love him. His head up his ass, I'ma have to headbutt him. All black fade back, I'm sitting in the asshole. Yeah, I wax that ass like a Q-tip. Boy, I send them bloods at your ass like a tampon. Almost drowned in the pussy, so I swam to her butt. Being fake is pussy, so nigga, I'm a virgin. I'm in the ocean getting shark pussy. Beat that pussy up like Emmett Till. Yeah, brand new pussy. Pussy good as baby powder. Titty fuck your baby mama. She breastfeed your child while I do it. Shout it better than a 3-year-old. She say she get hot when she see me in the coupe. Well, I'm hot too, baby girl, I'm soup. Speeding like a cop behind me. Trying to catch up with this girl like some 57, huh? Simon says, shoot a nigga in his thigh and leg and tell him catch up like mayonnaise. I was up, I get my cheese like Mickey Mouse, or else you better Donald Duck. Swagger tighter than a yeast infection. Fly go hard like geese erection. Suck a nigga dick for an iPhone 6. Fuck my nigga Terry for a new Blackberry.
He's really
I don't
into
even
me
know how to rap. Imagine that. They want me to spit. Welcome to the Carter, Little Shop of Horror. Bloody like a period. After DR. Doctor, I'm a dog. I'm a dog.
A pew in the Gotti, pew pew in the got him, pew pew in the got him, Latucci and shot a.
I hate his cancerous voice, especially when it's auto-tuned. His delivery and his impact on the game was also horrible. Those lean drinking face-tatted rappers with dreads, dumbed down lyrics and weak deliveries. Wayne was definitely an influence for that. Only thing I can praise him for is his status in hip-hop. Every rapper with Lil or Young in his name will tell you that he's the GOAT. Wayne to this day is still scared of Pusha T. He dropped one of the weakest diss tracks in history on him, which got laughed at on every platform, even though he has the second largest amount of dick riders in his fan base.
What was your opinion of Wayne's response?
That was horrible. It was horrible. It was trash.
Backed down and had to send Drake, the lover boy, to help his ass out. But he also got bodied, ironically. I mean, you saw it when he claimed that Eminem is too scared to do a song with him.
Nah, I ain't never done a song with him, man. I sent him a song and he ain't do it. He ain't get on it. I ain't like that, but it's all good. I know people be busy and stuff. You know, AKA just scared to get on the song with me.
M later on embarrassed him on every single one of the collaborations, right before he fell off. And then he claimed to be the new Tupac.
I ain't Tupac, I'm the new Pac.
Just to get outshined by pretty much everybody he rapped with. And I'm not gonna address him overusing autotune for the past 13 plus years, or those awful rock songs he did when he claimed to be bigger than rap. A rock star that can make music for every genre. Most of his songs are horrible in my opinion, especially his recent work. Immortal Technique is also a battle rapper, by the way. He doesn't only have better songs, more meaning in his rhymes, a larger vocabulary, better punchlines, better flows, a better delivery, better song concepts, and better lyrics in general, but he also washes him on a battle rap level. I could go on for hours, but let's just end it here. Wayne was never a top-tier lyricist or rapper in general. Talib Kweli definitely better than Hakeem from Channel Live. Pimp C over Southstar, Bun B of course better than Bobby Sessions. Lupe Fiasco far better than Dex. And Roddy Ricch? Well, he made Falafel out of disaster, so him beating BG shouldn't be a surprise to you. Round 3. Pharaoh Monch better than Mystical. Wayne better than Talib. Let's just say I disagree. Same with Pimp C over Bun B. Ironic that they ended up in the same brackets. I feel like Bun B was the lyricist of UGK. Pimp C was dope too, but not quite on this level. Lupe Fiasco beating almighty Roddy Ricch has to be a joke. I mean, how can you beat the guy that destroyed Cannabis's career and then lose to Lupe, who's not even on Cannabis's level? Cannabis battled LL Cool J, Eminem, Joe Budden, Royce the 5'9", basically the entire Slaughterhouse group. Meth Hoffa, Beanie Siegel, Disaster, Wyclef Jean, Papoose, KRS-One, X1, 8 of the Assassin, the Wu-Tang Clan, and God knows who else. So Roddy Ricch beating the guy who beat Cannabis is like him beating anyone else I just mentioned. And as you can see, I'm still buttered about your rankings. Lupe is of course the better rapper. Glad Roddy's out of the tournament. Semi-finals. Another round, another chance to piss me off. Wayne better than Pharaoh Monch.
Nah, I like Wayne. Wayne win that. Wayne win that. Wayne win that. Stop it, yo. Knock it off.
With Lupe beating Pimp C in the semifinals, I guess it's Lil Wayne versus Lupe in the last round. Now, you can already guess which rapper I would pick, but knowing you guys, you will do everything in your power to piss me off. Well, let's get this over with. Here we go. Let's see if you did better in bracket 14. Saigon, easily better than Belly, but PNB Rock is not on the level of MC Jamalski. I'm sorry. He's trash. Jamalski, on the other hand, is one of the pioneers of the reggae hip-hop crossover genre. Mick Jenkins, of course better than one-hit wonder Peter Guns, but ranking Gold Link over DNA is stupid. Here we go again with battle rappers getting kicked out in the first round against melodic rappers and singers. DNA could body any top-tier lyricist of this generation with ease. Agree with J. Cole over Tweety Bird Loc? The thought of Gunna being ranked higher than anybody is ridiculous in itself, but better than Dope Nixon? Really? This guy?
I have a dot on buying a baby Birkin. For the good and got our legs hurt. FBI, open up!
Not a fan of Bryson Tiller. Cordae is slightly above mediocre. Lyrically superior, music-wise kinda underwhelming for all the hype and cosigns he got from OGs and legends. But still, even though he's a disappointment, I would still pick Cordae in this matchup. 21 Savage ain't better than Meth Hoffa, in no aspect of rapping, except maybe beat selection. But Meth is primarily a battle rapper. Oh, that's why. We are kicking battle rappers out in the first round. I forgot.
Yo, son, get on my face, son. Yes, sir. Get on my face, son.
I should punch you in your fucking face right now.
I actually made fun of him in previous videos for his lack of respect for the battle rap culture and his poor sportsmanship during his battles. Listen to both of them rhyme, and then tell me who's better. Del, the funky homo sapien, definitely better than BJ, the Chicago Kid. Don't care for Stefflon Don and Little Fizz, but I agree with Fabulous being better than Tracy Lee. Don't care for Lil Skies and Lil Nar, both trash to me. Vince Staples, of course, better than Burner. My Son, far better than whack-ass Lil Xan and his
Born Music.
I disagree with Pop Hunter over copyright. You know what? Now that I think about it, let Pop Hunter advance to the next round. Look at this guy, showing me the middle finger on my own channel. Fuck out of here. Nav over Egyptian Lover. Anyway, I agreed with most of your picks in round 2. Saigon over PNB Rock, Mick Jenkins over Goldlink, Cole over Gunna, Cordae over 21 Savage, Del over Stefflon Don, Fabulous over Lil Skies, and Vince Staples over My Son. But then you had to ruin it by letting Nav win. We should have disqualified them both. Round 3, Mick Jenkins over Saigon is debatable. Saigon might be the better lyricist, but Mick Jenkins makes the better music in my opinion. Cole is far better than Cordae, who ironically dissed him when Cole went at Lil Pump and other whack rappers of this generation. Dissing the guy you're copying and getting your style from. Unbelievable. Cordae completely took the things Cole was saying out of context and sounded like a complete idiot, with flawed arguments and an obvious bias against the older generation. Going as far as to put old heads on the same level as sex offenders like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, and saying that old people are unreliable clowns that can't be trusted or taken as role models. Old heads are wrong because of people like Cosby and R. Kelly. Great argument. No wonder you dropped out of university. But he still got all the answers to everything. And old people don't, because they're all sex offenders, clowns, racists, Trump supporters, and bitter old fools. All for what? Because Cole responded to a diss track called Fuck J. Cole. And because we old heads have a different taste in music than him. Don't have much hope for Cordae's future, to be honest. People finally start to understand that he's just a Walmart version of J. Cole, sounding like a pretentious pseudo-intellectual cornball with a lisp and a boring personality who thinks that he's smarter than everybody else. I don't expect to hear anything new and interesting from his third album after hearing his boring sophomore project. He will probably never reach Cole's level. I would rather have one Cole than 10 Cordaes in the game, but that's just me. Del, I would say, is indeed a better rapper than Fabulous, especially in terms of lyricism and vocabulary. Vince Staples, definitely better than Nav. Kind of surprised that he made it this far. I mean, we didn't see any battle rappers in the third round, did we? Agree with J. Cole over Mick Jenkins, but Vince is not on Del's level. Come on now. Neither talent nor music-wise. I mean, lyrically, it's not even debatable. Vince Staples' vocabulary is average, while Del's is top 10. He also raps about a wider range of topics. Vince is getting too repetitive for me, and his beats in most cases are not my cup of tea. Del has 3 classic albums, one with hieroglyphics called Third Eye Vision, another one called Both Sides of the Brain, which is a solo album, and lastly Deltron 3030. Vince doesn't really have a project that's on the same level, at least for me. Not saying that they're bad or anything, I actually praised some of his albums before, but I don't go back to most of his songs, to be honest. His last album was also kind of disappointing. But anyway, in the finals you picked J. Cole over Vince Staples, which I definitely agree with. So Cole made it to the top 32 and Vince to the top 64.
Those of y'all that's new to the channel, come on in and hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. It's in the top right portion of your screen, the 3 dots. Click into that like button for me, guys. Support the channel. Support the channel. How y'all feeling the content this afternoon? We did something different this afternoon, guys.
Bracket 15. Tretch from Naughty by Nature defeated Rory, who everyone probably forgot about. But he was a XXL freshman for 2015. Haven't heard from the guy ever since. Nate Dogg being in the tournament might confuse a lot of people, as he was mainly known for his singing. He made hip-hop, R&B, and hip-hop soul music, and is known as the King of Hooks, a pioneer for what we today call melodic rap. Birdman is one of the worst rappers ever. Don't compare him to Nate Dogg. Craig G, definitely more skilled than Gangsta Boo. T-Pain versus Be Legit. Well, I was never really a fan of either one of them, but T-Pain actually revolutionized the game and will forever be known as the guy who brought autotune to hip-hop. I actually did a video on this in 2020, which you can check out if you want. I never really liked his music that much, but he had his own unique style and could lyrically defend himself during his little beef with Jay-Z. Be Legit was also not the most skilled rapper on earth. Actually, I would say he's mediocre at best. Didn't have much of an impact and didn't stick out as much as T-Pain. I also think that he would lose in the battle. Agree with the Bread over King Little G, Puff Daddy over Rob Stone, Heavy D over Busy Banks, but Big Baby Drum is definitely not better than Futuristic. Not a fan of either one of them, but there's just no way that Drum can out-rap Futuristic. Even though he's a cornball, Futuristic does have more talent. But he still lacks in terms of originality in my opinion. I agree with Fred Rostar from Onyx over Sly Boogie, Shia Ali over Whack-Ass Yella Beezy. I would also put Curtis Blow over Top Dog, mainly for his status in hip-hop. But Top Dog is definitely more skilled lyrically. Kendrick Lamar worlds better than L.A. Capone, don't even need to explain. Better than Fresh Kid Ice, who was the first Asian American rapper and part of the group 2 Live Crew. Anderson .Paak, far better than Benzino's daughter, Coi Leray. I would also put Drake over Skilo based on his accomplishments in the genre, the artistic output, and his overall impact on the game. And Craig Mack is of course better than One Hit Wonder Rocco. Round 2 started off with a few problems. Let's start with the first one. Nate Dogg beating Tretch. Listen, I'm the biggest Nate Dogg fan there is, but I don't see how he's a better rapper than Tretch. I always had a problem with quote-unquote melodic rappers being ranked over real lyricists, mainly because the melodic rapper is not a pure hip-hop artist, and because you can't compete in a side-by-side comparison when we're analyzing things like rhyme patterns, syllables, punchlines, lyrical complexity. The melodic rapper will always be inferior when it comes to technical skills and overall pen game. They are not necessarily wordsmiths, and they wouldn't be able to lyrically defend themselves if it ever came down to a battle or a beef. So why would you call somebody the best rapper ever when he would lose every rap battle that he would be involved in? For hip-hop purists, this wouldn't even be debatable. Most traditionalists wouldn't even consider Nate Dogg a rapper, but I don't want to be the gatekeeper all the time. If Roddy Ricch, Rod Wave, Juice WRLD, and Post Malone are considered rappers, then Nate Dogg should be too. But as far as rapping goes, Tretch should have taken this round in my opinion. He deserves a spot in the top 50. His fast-paced flows and complex rhyme schemes were revolutionary in the early to mid-90s, and they set the bar for what top-tier rappers should be capable of. T-Pain over Craig G is also a bad take in my opinion. I think I already explained you enough in the last part of the tournament how impactful and important the Juice Crew was for hip-hop, probably the most legendary and influential hip-hop collective ever, and Craig G was a part of that. He's also a lyrical beast that would have slaughtered T-Pain in his prime, and I think if they ever did a freestyle battle together, Craig would have destroyed him. I mean, we're talking about a guy who killed the greatest freestyler of all time, MC Supernatural, in a freestyle battle. T-Pain doesn't come close in any aspect, aside from singing and record sales, of course. Da Bread below Puff Daddy is also problematic, when Diddy had multiple writers throughout his career, like Biggie, Mace, Jadakiss, Asim, and a dozen other rappers. Da Bread was actually Jermaine Dupri's writer at one point, which is ironic because Jermaine, as most of you know, was kind of like a Walmart version of Diddy, who isn't even a top-tier rapper. But both Diddy and Dupri needed help from others to succeed. and I think rapping-wise, she's definitely more skilled. She might not be the best lyricist, but at least she writes her own songs. Diddy is not really on the level of a Dr. Dre or an Eazy-E, rapping-wise, and doesn't check enough boxes for me to more or less forgive him for having a questionable pen. But at least I can agree with the rest of your picks in this round. Heavy D over Drum, Fredro over Chi Ali, Kendrick over Curtis Blow, Anderson .Paak over A+, although I feel like A+ in his prime would have destroyed him in a battle, as he's a better lyricist, but Anderson .Paak has a promising career in front of him, and just consistently manages to put out great songs, in contrast to A+, whose career more or less came to an end in the 90s. Drake over Craig Mack is debatable for most hip-hop purists. A lot of traditional rap fans still consider Drake a whack MC. And I myself had a lot of problems with him using ghostwriters and his music in general. But he did grow on me over time, at least some of his songs. Drake takes this round when it comes to status in hip-hop and influence in general. Round 3. Agree with Nate Dogg over T-Pain, but disagree with Puff Daddy over Heavy D. Both not the most technically skilled rappers, but Heavy D was one of a kind when he first came out. I think he was a huge inspiration for Diddy music-wise and in terms of style. I mean, Puffy has a reputation for taking hits from other people from other genres and rapping over it or using it for a Bad Boy remix.
They said wizardry only appears in fairy tales, but when you erase...
Heavy D, on the other hand, was not only more original, but he was kind of like a pioneer for love songs in hip-hop. I'm pretty sure he more or less opened doors for rappers like Puffy. Kendrick over Fredro is understandable, same with Drake over Anderson .Paak. Semifinals, Nate Dogg over Puff Daddy. No complaints here. Kendrick over Drake, agreeable too.
Bitch, smoking on top 5s. What top 5 you smoking on?
Yo, how funny is that, guys? How weird is that, boy? And the votes was in, yo. This was 8 months ago. This is how this tournament came about. He put together a list and he put the brackets and they voted on it each week. Each week the people voted on it. So it's not his, it's not so to say his opinion, it's not his, he's not picking the winners. He's giving his opinion on if he agree with the winners or not. But that's how it is. The people picked this. Woo! That was crazy.
First came out. I think he was a huge inspiration for Diddy music-wise and in terms of style. I mean, Puffy has a reputation for taking hits from other people from other genres and rapping over it or using it for a Bad Boy remix. Heavy D, on the other hand, was not only more original, but he was kind of like a pioneer for love songs in hip-hop. I'm pretty sure he more or less opened doors for rappers like Puffy. Kendrick over Fredro is understandable, same with Drake over Anderson .Paak. Semifinals, Nate Dogg over Puff Daddy. No complaints here. Kendrick over Drake.
You see the green bar? The green bar shows you the votes, the amount of votes each person got.
Agreeable too.
Bitch, smoking on top 5s. What top 5 you smoking on, Kendrick? Cause my top 5 is Drake, 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 Drake.
If we broke it off, then you know it wasn't painless. If she got a watch, then you know it's not a stainless.
This Kendrick versus Drake debate boils down to 3 main points that can be valued differently based on the individual, namely rapping skills, impact, and catalog. You could exaggerate this and create around 100 categories just like me in previous videos. But the 3 main points I named will do the job for now. Kendrick is the more technically and lyrically skilled MC. I don't think anyone will disagree with this. Drake's vocabulary is below average, while Kendrick's is average according to statistics provided by Rap Genius. In terms of punchlines, rhyme schemes, and storytelling, you also have to give it to Kendrick. His pen game is just superior on every level. Drake also used ghostwriters in the past, so I don't know how much credit I can give him. In terms of flow, cadence, creativity, and content, I would also have to go with Kendrick. So 1 point for Kendrick. Impact and influence-wise, I would have to say Drake. I don't see much Kendrick influence in the current mainstream. So 1 point for Drake. Catalog-wise, it's debatable, but I personally prefer Kendrick's music over Drake's. As I said earlier, it took me almost a decade to appreciate at least a fraction of Drake's music. Most of it is still trash or mediocre to me. I dislike his most recent projects and also his earliest ones, when he was overusing autotune and copying Wayne's flat delivery. That's where he got his inspiration from. But he worked on that and doesn't sound like an emotionless robot anymore. You may have noticed how his delivery changed after his first 2 albums. As for the writers and ghostwriters, how can you be top 10 and have 20 people working on your lyrics?
But a rapper with a ghostwriter. What the fuck happened?
I have way too much to criticize to put him up there myself. Kendrick is definitely my pick in this matchup. So yeah. He also won the finals against Nate Dogg. So Kendrick made it to the top 32, Nate Dogg to the top 64, and Drake to the top 128. Bracket 16. This one surprised me a little. I agreed with every single one of your takes in the first round. Greg Nice from the legendary group Nice and Smooth over Dizzy Rascal, Sire the Prince over Sibo, MC Light over BRS Cash, John Connor over I Love McConan, Cassidy over J Diggs, Stepper from Injury Reserve over Mooski, MC Kid Frost over Lil Easy, Lord Finesse over DC The Dawn, Be Real from Cypress Hill over Jumex, Jack Harlow over Young Turk from the Hot Boys, Eminem over Night Lovell, MC Hammer over Killy, which is funny because MC Hammer was always a prime example for a whack MC, E40 over Jay the Youngin, Swifty from D12 over Dej Loaf, Brother Ali over Ruby Rose, and One Below from Binary Star over Jody Breeze. Round 2, Sire the Prince over Greg Nice. Debatable in my opinion. In terms of rapping skills, yeah, I would probably give it to Sire the Prince. In terms of music and impact though, I would go with Greg Nice. Sire the Prince's catalog looks pale in comparison. I agree with MC Light over John Connor. Cassidy easily better than any member of Injury Reserve. Lord Finesse the Punchline King definitely better than Kid Frost. Be Real also better than Jack Harlow. Eminem versus MC Hammer. No comment. E40 over Swifty, and One Below I would say is also better than Brother Ali. So yeah, round 3. Agree with MC Light over Sire the Prince, but disagree.
MC Hammer is nice, y'all. MC Hammer nice. You be surprised. MC Hammer behind the scenes ghostfighting for some of your favorite rappers, yo. Keep it real with you.
With Cassidy over Lord Finesse. Finesse revolutionized the game and set the bar for lyricism in hip-hop by having the slickest punchlines and wordplay in basically every song. Even when he made music with Big L, Fat Joe, Diamond D, and AG, when he was part of the Diggin' in the Crates group, he would always outshine others with his verses. Cassidy kinda fell off a little after the mid-2000s. His flow also became a little rusty over the years. Lyrically not quite on the level of Finesse. Also not in terms of music and impact. Eminem over Be Real. Agreed. One Below is a far better lyricist, but he doesn't really stick out as much as an artist. E40's sound is one of a kind, a very unique rapping style. You either love it or hate it. Biggie, for example, always thought that E40 is whack. Gave him a 0 out of 10 back in the day, on a scale from 1 to 10. That's actually what sparked a little beef. E40 sent shooters a few years later when Biggie came to LA, after his homie Pac passed. But that's a story for another day. In a battle or any type of skill comparison, One Below, definitely. But in terms of status in hip-hop, E40. Semi-finals. Cassidy is not better than MC Light. Maybe lyrically, as he recently stepped back in the ring to do battles again. Although most people have a problem with his writing. He's quote-unquote trying too hard to sound lyrical by having a high amount of punchlines in every verse that don't connect and sound corny and mediocre. People also complain about his flow being dated. MC Light, on the other hand, checks all boxes for me. And yes, she can also lyrically defend herself. She made a classic diss track called 10% Diss in '88. In terms of impact and longevity, I also would have given this round to her. But I agree with Eminem being better than E40. And in the finals, M of course got the higher amount of votes as expected. He's far better than Cassidy, who made it to the top 64, and M is now in the top 32. Anyway, that was it for part 2 of this tournament. So far we covered bracket 1 to 16. Check out part 1 for the first 8 brackets if you haven't already.
Alright guys, and tomorrow we'll pick up with round 2. Same place, same time, y'all. Wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Don't play with your life, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself today, y'all. See y'all later.